Welcome back to the BVTV gaming channel. You are here, of course, with none other than BVTV. We're going to continue the UEFA Europa Championship Tournament, or Cup, as we are now down to the round of 16. So I wanted to kick things off immediately with a game that should be somewhat predetermined. Oh my goodness, that is loud. That is so loud. Where is my goodness? Alrighty. So anyway, welcome folks. I'm really hoping that my audio is not super duper loud. So hopefully it isn't. But on that note as well, very excited to be here. Very excited to kind of get to the round of 16, get to this point to where we'll be having our final 4 teams compete basically in the next episode. 16 teams remain as it stands. We'll be down to 4. The games that we can expect to be seeing in this, in at least the round of 16, is going to be none other than England versus Sweden, Italy versus Austria, Ukraine versus Portugal. Sorry about that. I had to take that fan off. That thing was way too heavy. But to that extent too, what I was trying to say was that England, Iceland, Germany, Denmark, Poland, Czech Republic, Wales, Italy, Austria, Ukraine, Portugal, England, Sweden, Spain, and Belgium. Now, here's the thing. As it stands currently, I do want to do England versus Sweden last. I think that'll be the game that'll really kind of pop it open, at least for the round of 16, I should say. My apologies. And then we'll also be doing the quarterfinals. So, mind you, folks, Turkey is the only team that will have a bye, as we've seen in the preliminary round, and of course in this round of 16, but we will see them compete in the quarterfinals against the winner of Spain and Belgium. Yeah. To those coming in, welcome. I'm absolutely going to be very parched during the stream. We've got 11 games, 7 in the round of 16, 4 in the quarterfinals. We'll be down to 4 again for those just coming in. Iceland versus Germany. Iceland shocked, at least me, when they beat Scotland 6-5 in penalties. I was not expecting that. Just kind of recap what happened for those who missed yesterday's episode. Oh, Pack, thanks so much for liking. I do appreciate it. Thank you. But just to kind of recap what everyone missed in the preliminary round, Sweden had defeated Switzerland 4-3. Austria destroyed Finland 3-0. Northern Ireland lost to Portugal 2-0. The Czech Republic and Romania drew at 2 apiece and then went to penalties 4-2. Sorry, 3-2. My apologies. They both missed twice. It's Wirtz. Oh, good save. On top of that, Wales shocked everyone in beating Norway in penalties 3-2. Bosnia got absolutely destroyed by Denmark 4-0, and it was the biggest landslide victory of the day. Sorry, I take that back. Well, actually, technically, Croatia did score 1 goal, but they gave up 5 to Poland, so that wasn't the greatest either. Germany barely beat Ireland 3-2. Right now, this could have very well been the Republic of Ireland versus Iceland, but Germany barely survived Ireland in an absolute shocker. Not to mention, Spain absolutely disintegrated France 3-0. The Netherlands and Belgium went toe-to-toe, where Belgium knocked out the Netherlands 4-3 in penalties. Absolutely shocking. And then Ukraine beat Hungary 3-1. So that was the results from yesterday's preliminary episode. However, as it stands here, folks, Germany, the first team up here today, especially after really struggling against Ireland. I really think that Iceland's got a great chance to actually win this thing. And move on to the wait. Here goes Goodmanson. It's him and the goalkeeper. Goodmanson and the goalkeeper. This is the chance. Goodmanson. Goal. 1-0. A massive 1-0 lead for Iceland over Germany here in the 22nd minute in this one. Just like that, folks, Iceland is in the lead. This would be a massive upset. I mean, not only them beating Scotland was shocking, but if Iceland will make it to the quarterfinals, and with the victory over Germany, if they can hold on to the 1-0 lead, this would be huge. All right, here goes Nemeka, though. That's me flying out of there. And just to kind of recap, folks, we will be doing the round of 16 and the quarterfinals in this episode. And then next week we'll wrap it up, and we'll do the finals of that, and then we'll actually do the Copa America or the CONMEBOL next. Again, Germany, how are they going to respond after giving up that massive 1-0 lead so far? I mean, in an absolute shocker, but here they are on the counter. Here goes Joshua Kimmich. He's got a guy with them, but it goes to Nemeka. Nemeka, though, gets blocked. That is strange. 1 second, folks. I'm confused who's calling. Sorry about that, folks. That was it. Been trying to figure out like what's been going on with that. If my stream ever does cut out, I want everyone to know that it is technically storming right now, so it is kind of a risk for me to be streaming with all the craziness going on with the weather. Here goes Wirtz now to Musiala. Musiala trying to get some money. Gets Nemeka. Oh, he's got a guy. Oh, no. The goal has been scored. And we are tied 1 apiece. Here in the 36th minute, Germany ties it up. And honestly, for Germany, I feel like they really have a chip on their shoulder. In our World Cup that we just did, 2 weeks ago? Or last week? Germany was bounced out in the group stage. They cannot afford... I mean, they've made it so far to the round 16, but they kind of... It's almost a must-win situation for Germany. They kind of need to win the UEFA European tournament here because they've really not done much. And in the 4 World Cups we've had, Germany really hasn't done anything, which is like shocking to say. You know, we started doing the World Cups back in 2017. We have it in 2018, then 2021, and then now in 2026. And the goal is to bring it back at a yearly, format. Wow. Jesus, 2-1. There you go, folks. Kai Havertz gives Germany the lead 2-1 over Iceland. How will they respond? There's still some time remaining in this first half. And to those coming in, if you are liking the content, please do hit the follow button. We're on the road to 1K. Here goes Good Johnson. Good Johnson trying to put... He's got nobody with him. He gets taken out there. It's going to be a corner for Iceland. Cross comes in. Oh, that is not an ideal cross, but Ellertson recovering possession. Ellertson trying to walk it up. Ellertson. Oh. Corner for Iceland again. His time is taken away. Kathy, thanks for liking the live. I've seen that. Thank you. That was an easy stop there, yeah. So we're going to go on to the second half, folks. Germany in the lead 2-1. I wouldn't say a dominating performance, but really, once we got to that 20th minute, that's when Germany kind of kicked up the high gear. And we're at a point now to where seeing as Germany is really trying to run away with this one. Let's see how Iceland respond going to the second half. I mean, they had a great, attacking front. It came out of nowhere, and it led to a goal when it was 1-1 with Manuel Neuer. If they can try to replicate that success... Oh. As I was trying to say, if they could replicate that success at least one more time, it could tie things up. To those coming in, welcome. By the way, folks, up next will be the Czech Republic and Wales. Great interception there. Oh, what? Wait a minute. What happened? Two people fell at the same time. Hold on. A yellow card for Nemeka. And I think we all seen that was clear as day. I thought for maybe that they had both slipped, but clearly that was a tackle in the official's eyes. There's Williamson out of good Johnson. Good Johnson taking the shot. It bounces off the sidebar. And heartbreaking for Iceland. That's not going to go in. Now look at this. It's Germany back on the offensive. He slides through. Now it's Leroy Sané. Sané's got Kai Havertz with him. No, he's actually got Wirtz. Wirtz, the shot could save. Corner. And that was a wow. Oh, that was an amazing save. He stopped that with his head. I can thank the defender for even keeping that in play. Well, that would have been it. Giovanni, thanks so much for liking, man. I appreciate you. And for us now, we've got to get this thing out of Germany's hands. There goes Johansson. Now to Williamson. Williamson back to Johansson. Iceland trying to push it up. They've got men with them in the neutral third. Now Williamson trying to violate to Goodmanson, but however, he almost lost possession there. But here goes Haraldson. Good the shot and great save from Manuel Neuer. Again, corner given to Iceland, but not going to be able to do much with it as Germany recovers possession. Again, can Iceland try to mount some type of comeback? They've got plenty of time to do so. That was an amazing volley to Leroy Sané. Now it's Germany trying to push up for maybe trying to score goal number 3. Here goes Kimmich. Kimmich now to Emeka. Wow, they left him wide open. No one actually defended him. Corner comes in. Header. Goal! Past the goalkeeper. Right past the goalkeeper. Germany now leads 3-1. And that was like a goal by Ta. Which I don't actually know who that is in real life. It's one of the few people on this team I don't know who they are. Again, Germany though leading 3-1. This is getting worse and worse for Iceland. What looked to be a promising couple of minutes in the first half, all of a sudden is gone. It's getting worse. Oh, it bounced off both sidebars. That would have been goal number 4 had that gone in. Once again, Germany on the offensive. Wirtz. Good save from Olafsson. Wow, that went right back to Wirtz. Jeez. Have a great side swipe there from Goodmanson. Again, Iceland now needing to score at least 2 goals to try and tie this thing up. Because good Johnson trying to get it to... Look at the hustle here. Gotta love it. Here goes Johansson. But Johansson gets blocked. Great defense. And once again, it's Germany on the offensive. Running up with Kai Havertz. Havertz to Nemeka. Nemeka now has got space. Instead of getting it to Havertz, who just punched that thing to the crowd. That's an Undav coming in for Havertz. Great side swipe. Now it's Leroy Sané with possession for Germany. They're calling it offside or a free? Oh no, yeah, wow, free kick for Iceland off the infraction too. And here goes Goodmanson. Goodmanson now passing it to Ellertson. Ellertson's got to be very careful. Wow, there's a 1% win probability for Iceland. That's very low. I mean, they have to play defense. They're kind of giving too much space. Okay, well, maybe not trying to drop kick somebody. That's not the key to victory there. Just saying. Sigurdsson coming in for Williamson. That substitution made by Iceland. 83 passes for them. 83% actually. Not a great day at the office for Iceland. And he was doing down. Oh, that's a goal. Right into the waiting arms. And Musiala scores the 4th goal for Germany here today. And honestly, to this point, it's been all Germany. I mean, we could sit here and talk about the first 20 minutes and how it was actually going really good for Iceland And then all of a sudden, it's just this monumental collapse, almost. Leroy's not going for goal number 5. Good save, but at this point... Oh! Abdurrahman, thanks so much for following, man. I do appreciate it. We're on the road to 1K subs, so I do appreciate all the love, man. Seriously, thank you, guys. I'm sorry, what just happened? Sorry, I was checking my phone. Someone's trying to call me. I mean, no way. I don't know how Wirtz got that through 3 different people. I'm so impressed. Corner here for Germany, as it's already 4-1. Gretzky coming in from the Mecca. That's an easy stop, yeah. At this point, Iceland, they had a miracle run eliminating Scotland in the preliminary round. They could be proud of themselves. They made it to the round of 16. However, that is where their stop ends, as Germany is easily going to win this one 4-1. And honestly, 5-1. 5-1. Goodness. Germany was taking no prisoners today. 5-1 against Iceland. Again, folks, up next, the Czech Republic and Wales. Are they going for goal number 6? Oh my god, goal number 6. Jesus. Oh man. So far, that is the most goals that a team has scored in the UEFA Europa tournament. So at least that's a positive for Germany. However, for Iceland, you never want to be on the wrong side of history. Heartbreaking to see, that is the way the chips are going to fall here. That's all they can just try to score a friggin'. Yeah, it's over. It is over. Germany absolutely destroys Iceland 6-1 here, folks. We're going to our next match. Congrats to Germany, though. They do advance to the quarterfinals. We'll see the quarterfinals play out later today. What do you mean I'm offline? I'm literally online. What are you talking about, game? Is my EA Sports gonna have fun? I don't know if this is like an Xbox thing or like a console thing, but when I play on my PC, I don't have these issues. I'm always so confused on why this Xbox has so many issues. I've never understood that. It's very slow. Folks, the Czech Republic, Wales, it's up next. Here we go. Where are we going? Stadium. Can we find a fun stadium? What's with all these boring stadiums? There we go. Stadion Olympic. That looks epic. Goodness. Well, here we go. Up next, it is the Czech Republic, and it is Wales. Winner will move on to the quarterfinals. We'll see them play. Which Xbox are you using at Tina? I am. It's the small, like, white rectangular cube one. It's not the long. I think that's the X. I think I have the S. Like the small one, the one that doesn't have like the disc tray. That's the Xbox I currently have. Hopefully that helps. I think it is the S. I mean, here goes Schick. Schick now pushing it up for the Czech Republic. Czech Republic in red. Wales in the white. Kufal gets stuffed. I think a lot of people did not expect Wales to be here, especially given the fact that they somehow had to overcome Norway. It was a wild game that went to penalties. We are still testing out the new rule system of if we wanted to eliminate extra time and go straight to penalties. So far, from at least the way it looked to me, we had, 1, 2, 3, 4 games that went to penalties. I thought it was very intense, very entertaining. I think that may be something we'll add to the Club World Cup when it comes around, and maybe even to next year's World Cup. Not too sure just yet. We're still kind of mulling it over. Also, let me make sure I add that to the last round, because Germany did just destroy Iceland 1-6. Oh, blue-eyed. Thank you so much for liking. Appreciate it. This Johnson's been pretty much quiet so far. Oh, he gets stuffed. Meanwhile, it's going to be a corner for Wales. Can Wales keep the good vibes going and make it to the quarterfinals? A team that had their run ended in the round of 16 in the World Cup tournament. And I think for Wales, though, that definitely established them as a marquee team to look at, especially their World Cup performance back in 2021, where they made it to the finals only to lose to Uruguay. And then now in this year's World Cup to make it to the round of 16 in a 60-team tournament, that's heavy. Here goes Wilson. Wilson now to Johnson. Johnson pushing it up. Can he gets inside the box? What's he going to do with it? Johnson beats his man. Johnson. And the one thing I want to say too about Johnson was very much so very active in the World Cup, scoring goals. He was one of the main reasons that Wales even made it to the to the round of 16 to begin with. Also to Jacob, thank you so much for liking the live, man. I appreciate it. Wait, goal! Czech Republic scores. Is that Schick? I think it was Kufal. Either way, the Czech Republic puts themselves on the board 1-0 over Wales. How will Wales respond as they gave up that girl? The girl. That's crazy. As they gave up the goal in the early going. Goodness. On a really random thought, has anyone ever watched Poppy Playtime? Because I was trying to figure out what that... Like, I was watching it, and I was so confused on what I was watching. Like, it was one of the strangest horror games I've actually ever watched. Okay, lots of infractions going on here. Meanwhile... to be a free kick for Wales. And one of the strangest free kicks we've seen... Here goes Rodon. Now to Ep2. I'm still convinced that's Ethan Ep2. And if it is, very happy to see him. I remember back in like FIFA 16, he was like a 48 or like 56. It was a horrendous rating. And Johnson now volleying it over to Moore. Moore's got to be very careful getting it to... Wow, good save. Corner here awarded to Wales. Cross comes in, and the header, and oh no, good block. Wait a minute, he saved it. More Rodon's. Wait a minute. Penalty is happening. There's a handball. There is a handball, but I need to see the replays. I'm not sure where exactly. So much movement happened. Oh, he smacked. This isn't basketball. He smacked it out of his hand. That is the most blatant form of handball if I've ever seen one. And here goes Moore now for the penalty. Can he? Will he? Moore takes the shot. Great save from Kovar. Keeping it 1-0, but a corner here for Wales. Cross comes in. Not the greatest, but I think I've seen the idea. That could have been way betterly executed. Throw in for Wales. Wow, that he didn't even give Johnson time to kind of get set up. And that's actually what allowed the turnover to happen. Wales just, to me, not looking like they're on the same page at all. Oh, easy save for Darlow, yeah. Again, I really do think that Wales needs to come into the second half just betterly on the same page. They're looking all over. They look just so disconnected with one another right now, it's not even funny. Johnson to Ep2, back to Johnson, but that Johnson barely saved that from going out of play. Now to Wilson. Back to Johnson. Johnson's got two guys that actually was blocked off the defender's shoulder, which would be a free kick awarded. Yep, there you go. Where in the world? I'm truly not sure what the idea... I have no idea what they're doing. Wales is becoming a very much so a head scratch for me. This is absolutely confusing. This Wilson now pushing up to Moore. Hold on. Moore to Wilson. Wilson's got an opening. James. Oh, no. Morley brought his defender right in the way of James. Massive mistake there. It was a great setup that was happening, although nothing truly, boast about it. That bounce off, I think, his face. Goodness. Free kick for Czech Republic. Cross comes in. Will they do anything with it? No. Great block. As Wales recovers, they're going to have less than a minute to keep pushing this thing up. Damn. The referee stopped that right at 1. U-Cup. Thanks so much for following, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. We're on the road to 1K subs. Guys, I can't thank y'all enough for the support. It really does mean a lot, so thank you, guys. And for those who have stuck with me for the ride, appreciate y'all as well. At the end of that first half, we got a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the Czech Republic. But what remains to be seen is, wow, the Czech Republic is just, I hate to say it, but they're almost kind of outplaying Wales. They just look to be more in sync. That's one of the things that I keep mentioning, but it's just, they just don't look like they're fully connected with one another. There's been several communication mishaps from Wales, and then you've got the Czech Republic, who's just firing on all cylinders. That was a great side swipe. Here goes Wilson. Wilson now taking the shot, but no one there. And a yellow card to Lawler. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I've seen exactly where that tackle was. That was a boneheaded mistake. Goal kick here for the Czech Republic. And again, in this 1-0 game, it has been. It's been the Czech Republic. I mean, they have dominated possession. They've done everything right to this point. Here goes Sadalek. Here goes Schick now. To shoot, check, great block. Amon, thanks so much for liking the live. I appreciate it. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. I'm also texting because I got a million different questions right now. But right here goes Wilson. Wilson now pushing it up. The shot, easy block there. I'm not sure if that was the intended result. By the way, it was effective. Again, Czech Republic, nice side swipe. See, now it seems to be Wales starting to pick up the pace. They're starting to be a little bit more aggressive. That's what they need to be doing to begin with. There goes Wilson pushing it up. Wilson needs to hurry up. Here goes Ethan Ampadu. The shot, out of all shots, out of all potential shots, why would you pick that one? I truly am just baffled by the decision making of this team right now. Johnson's going to go walk right into getting sideswiped. That's the thing. Honestly, that McDonald's is wrecked me. My goodness. I think streaming after McDonald's was not a great idea. I don't know why. I think eating before a stream is good. Never works out that way. Here goes Ampadu. Ampadu now to Johnson. Johnson crossing it in, but the goalkeeper going to snatch it up. And again, Wales has got to do something more. Just, offensively, like, get it together. Like, there's not been a single real threat to this goalkeeper from Wales today. I mean, they have the 0-0 draw with Norway that led to the penalties, yes. But, the thing is that they're just not... That game against Norway was a defensive masterclass on both sides. However, this right here is just a offensive dud for Wales to this point. And it has to be, focal pointed on. Provide to Sulk. Oh, that's goal number 2 for the Czech Republic in the 74th minute. In this one, Czech Republic looking to punch their ticket in to the round, to the quarterfinals. Goodness. Uh-oh. What in the world? And, again, it does come down to the simple fact that we're sitting here, and the main thing is Wales has had several different attacking plays to do something, and they haven't done so. It's been very lackluster, and Czech Republic was patient. They've been patient on both their goals, looking for goal number 3. Easy save for Dartlow. And now it's not impossible for Wales to still make a comeback and tie this thing up. We've seen it before with like a goal like in the 83rd and then the last second goal like the 93rd minute with added time. So it's possible. That was a great block. Wait a minute. Oh, did it bounce off his hand? Let's see. It's him again. It's Holes again. That guy has caused 2 golden opportunities. Now it is Wilson taking the shot, not more. Can they convert this one? Wilson, goal. And that has given Wales a pulse in this game. It's now 2-1. Can Wales possibly score the equalizer with time remaining? And for the Czech Republic, doomsday could potentially be happening. Will they spoil a 2-goal lead? It's now 2-1. And if I'm Wales, start running the clock. Start running the clock. Just past the wide open guys, slowly moving up the field. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a great interception. Here's Johnson now to the man who's got 1 goal for Wales today, Wilson. Wow, he just got steamrolled. Schick just went past his defender and is now just rocking with possession. They're doing exactly that. They're wasting the clock. Mighty folks, it was Wales who wound up scoring in the 73rd minute in their World Cup game. I don't remember who it was against, but it was during the group stage. That one alone kept them alive. And it was a draw. They went to a draw. I'm not sure who it was with, but that draw alone was the sole reason they survived to go to the knockout stage of our World Cup tournament. Can they pull off yet another miracle as time runs away here to go to a tie, to force penalties for the second time for them in this tournament in just 2 games? Uh-oh. All right, look who it is. It's Czech Republic with possession again. Here goes Wilson. Wilson knows time is running out. Wilson, the shot. Oh, no. Easy save. And Wales has been eliminated from the UEFA Europa tournament, which means the Czech Republic is moving on to the quarterfinals. And Wales, heartbreaking for them. They are gone. Meanwhile, folks, we're going to move on to the next game in this one. That is going to be Ukraine and Portugal. It's up next. And yes, I have to do this thing right here all the time. I don't know why they forced me to do it. It is what it is. Oh, we were just at Stadion Olympic. Can we get a different stadium? Any day Chelsea's match, Chelsea game is good for me. Love Chelsea. For those who don't know, I have 2 scarves with Chelsea on it, and I've got some jerseys somewhere lying around. Been a Chelsea fan for years. Since 2014, I've been a fan of them for over a decade. It's crazy. However, folks, Ukraine in the yellow, Portugal in the white. You know, Portugal, I said, in the World Cup had a very disappointing run. They made it to the round 16, then folded there. However, Ukraine, I believe, also made it to the round of 16. I don't think they made it to the quarterfinals, but the round of 16 sounds pretty accurate. They had a wild run in their first World Cup tournament, even winning their group stage with, was it 7 points, I believe? It was quite a wild number. Both these teams with a chip on the shoulder having something to prove. Sorry, I'm making sure I update that. Oh. Oh no. Czech Republic. Okay, they're over there. Easy save for Trubin. So it's funny enough, whoever actually wins this will be the last team to finally will be awaiting another game to move forward. Because I feel bad for Spain and Belgium, because whoever wins that gets the World Cup champions, Turkey for us. So that is not an easy game to get, especially with Turkey, who, what a wild World Cup we had. I know that I keep alluding to the World Cup, but what a bizarre World Cup we had where Senegal and Turkey were in the finals. And I believe it was 1-0. That was score. It was either 1-0 or like 2-1. I don't remember if it was 2 weeks ago. And when you stream UFC and WWE, it's a lot. It's a lot. Where in the world? How did they? I'm impressed. Listen, I'll be honest. If Ukraine beats Portugal, that is a massive upset. You know, Ukraine went toe-to-toe with, if I'm not mistaken, it was Hungary 3-1, and really dominated. And it's funny because Ukraine was not a scoring machine during the World Cup. See them score 3 goals, I was like, whoa, they really did that. Here's Dobvik. Dobvik trying to push it up. It's him and his defender. Great sideswipe, but it goes to Sangakov. And Sangakov gets into now it's Mendes pushing up for Portugal. And there he goes, CR7 himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now to Neves. Neves to Vitinha. Back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo pushing up for Portugal, getting it to Silva. Silva's got a man with him. Silva takes the shot. Good save. Getting corner here for Portugal. It's Fernandes now to Araujo. Trying to cross in. Easy catch there for the goalkeeper. To those coming in, welcome, welcome. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a free kick for... Oh, I was going to say Portugal, but apparently not. Mikolenko gets stopped there. Meanwhile, now it is Neves. Actually, Vitinha with possession for Portugal as it gets volleyed to Fernandes. Fernandes now to Vitinha. Wow, Shaparenko just took him out. Goodness. Kalajini. Now they're back to Shaparenko. Shaparenko trying to push it for Portugal. He's got 2 men on him. And now it's Sangakov. Sangakov gets stopped. And now that Ukraine fighting to recover position, they seem like they are now. Here goes Shaparenko. Shaparenko, if he can volley it over. That wasn't the greatest decision. Mendes now to Ronaldo. Ronaldo back to Mendes. They're pushing it up. Portugal on the counterattack. Trying to get it back to Ronaldo. Now back to Mendes. Now to Neto. It's Vitinha. And just like that, Ukraine pushing up. Oh. Dottie, thanks so much for liking the live, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. And Portugal really trying to do something big here. Here goes Cancelo, now to Vitinha. Vitinha to Fernandes. Fernandes to Neves. Neves takes the shot, but nowhere to be found. Goal kick for Ukraine. Here's Matvienko. Needs to be careful with it, though. To Sudikov. Sudikov now to Kalajini. Now to Brozko. Brozko crossing it all the way over to Sangakov. Back to Kalajini. Now there's some really great passes going on here by Ukraine. They're trying to spread up. Oh, wait. Brozko's past his man. Brozko gets taken out. Referee, what are you doing? Referee, that was as blatant as ever. He clipped them. Now that's Sudikov bowling out. Oh, that was an easy save for Costa. Again, a very tightly knit first half so far. Here goes Neves. Now Ronaldo trying to push up on the counterattack. Ronaldo's got guys with him. Gets to Silva. Silva, what's he thinking? Silva's got to be careful. Pass it back to Cancelo. Cancelo now to Neves. Neves takes a shot. Easy catch for Trubin. Goal, kick. As Ukraine recovers position for now. That was a great freaking interception there from Mendes. Now it says Mendes pushing up. Mendes now to Fernandes. Fernandes now to Vitinha. Vitinha, what's he thinking? Oh, that was great defensive pressure. But they really need to get this ball out of the hands of Portugal. That blocked the dude in the face, by the way. Goodness. But that should be it, folks. We go into the second half at a tie stance now 0-0 after the first 45 minutes. Both teams, to me, so far have been playing very well defensively. There's really no defensive complaints that I feel like I can make from either of these teams. However, that does not excuse the fact that, well, they could be better. At least offensively. Let me put that. Let me finish for a second. At least offensively. Here's the thing. Portugal has done the right thing so far. They have really pressured the goalkeeper. Ukraine, you can kind of say that they have, but I would disagree with this because there really hasn't been anything that's really troubled Costa at all. So for Ukraine, it's about how can we try to create more space to create more opportunities. At least that's what I'm going to be looking at offensively to see from them. They got to be very careful. Great. Holy hell, how did he block that? I don't know how he stopped that from going with like the pinky toe of his foot to stop what should have been a goal. And again, folks, what a shocking upset this would be if Ukraine could knock off Portugal here in the round of 16. Wow, he still kept up infraction, which means free kick. Oh, Gakai-san, thanks so much for liking the live, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. And here goes Cancelo. Cancelo now to Fernandes, now to Cristiano Ronaldo. Has been very quiet to this point. The shot nowhere to be found. Goal kick for Ukraine. Meanwhile, Malinovsky coming in for Brozko. That's substitution made by Ukraine. Ronaldo. Yes, Grasso. Yes, Ronaldo is currently here. Hey, Ronaldo gets saved by Trubin. Trubin right now is playing his best that we've seen so far. Wow. Another corner. And I've got to think that with the way it's going, eventually a goalkeeper can only stay so strong for so long, and he has been targeted heavy this entire game. Oh, that's João Cancelo. Good save, but actually he did touch it. Okay. Corner again for Portugal. No one's stopping Neto, by the way, and this guy still remains to be solid. Unbelievable. Someone's got to they've got to defend. They have to defend. Someone do something. Goodness. Oh, user 7730. Thanks so much for liking, man. I appreciate you. This Malinovsky tried to push it to, I believe. I actually think that was. It wasn't Brosco. I think that was actually his substitute. But again, this is like becoming a nightmare for Ukraine. You can't expect your goalkeeper to just get challenged so many times and keep having so many saves. Wait a minute, Sudakov. Oh, it's him, the goalkeeper. It's Sudakov and the goalkeeper. God, no. What a great stop there from Costa. Corner here for Ukraine. Liao coming in for Silva, by the way. He punched the heck out of that. He punched that with immense force. That's funny. Corner for Ukraine. Costa likes punching the ball, I'm saying. That man he said, I'm not catching him. We're going to punch things. Ukraine trying to recover possession off that corner. They do for now. He gets stuffed. Wait a minute. He actually kept it now with possession. Getting to Kalajini. Now back to Songakov. Songakov to Shaparenko. And Shaparenko tried to be fancy and actually got intercepted there. Look at Neto. Neto now at the corner, but not the corner, the cross, but there's going to be no one there. Easy stop for the goalkeeper. However, now, that was a bad idea. Because now you've given Portugal more ammunition. Ronaldo's the one guy you don't want to see. But that shot far from where it should be. Ronaldo not really playing like himself today. He's been kind of an afterthought today, at least for the moment. Again, folks, we are testing out a new rule set to where instead of going to extra times, if there is a draw, we will go to penalties. That was a great defensive stop, but again, passing mistakes made by Ukraine, but they still have the men defensively. He's not going to be able to get that. No way. That 147 passes for Portugal already. Again, great defensive stop by Ukraine finally, but now can they make something of an offensive attack? Bondarek now to Konoplia. This time to Songakov. Songakov's got to be very careful. Beats his man, but almost loses possession. Shaparenko passing it right there. He goes the header coming in. The shot bounces off the sidebar. Holy hell, Ukraine! Ukraine has a 1-0 lead in the 81st minute. You want to call it luck, you can call it luck. Whatever you want to call it. Take a look, folks. I'm absolutely surprised at what we just seen, as I'm not even sure how this was possible. He gets a foot on it. Literally, it bounces off the sidebar and bounces into the net. Ukraine now leads 1-0 over Portugal here in the 82nd minute. How will Portugal respond after being down? The stalemate has been broken. And for Ukraine, can you hold on to your 1-0 lead? Banja, thank you so much for following, man. I do appreciate it. We're on the road to 1K subs. Thanks so much. I do appreciate all the support, so thank you, man. Here goes Shaparenko. Shaparenko now to Malinovsky. If I'm Ukraine, start wasting the clock. Don't do anything fancy. Can Ukraine hold on? Great defensive stuff there from Malienko. There's Matvenko now to Zabarny. They're trying to get it to Dobvik, but I don't think Dobvik... Oh, wow. Dobvik actually fought for that. Now it's back to Songakov. This time to Shaparenko. To Bondarek, now back to Dobvik, but no. As time ticks away, Portugal realizing that their hopes of making it to the quarterfinals is slowly but surely ending. They've got to keep pushing it forward. Can they force penalties is the question. That they need a goal to do so. Time ticks away. Do they have it in them? Or will Ukraine pull off a massive 1-0 upset over Portugal? Great block, great block. Kick it out of there, kick it out of there. And they're going to do so. Ukraine shocks everyone with a 1-0 victory over Portugal. Portugal has been eliminated from the UEFA Europa tournament, which means Ukraine has made it to the quarterfinals. What a run they are on in this tournament so far. Portugal is absolutely shocked. They don't even know what happened. They have no idea what just happened. Wow. Folks, up next is going to be Denmark and Poland. And I'm sure I'm going to be butchering most of their names because those are two countries that I struggle enunciating. What a wild one. Ukraine actually beating Portugal was not on my scorecard for this tournament at all. So, absolute shocker. Denmark, Poland, here we go. And by the way, folks, Denmark will be in the red. Poland will be in the white. Make sure I put that score for what we just seen because I actually cannot believe that just happened. Let's make sure they'll be over here. By the way, folks, the winner of this game... Wait a minute, Hujlemond! Oh... He should have shot that thing with some power. But what I was going to say before Hujlemond almost shocked me is that the winner of the Denmark and Poland game will go toe-to-toe with Germany in the quarterfinals. So that will be quite the interesting game there. But here goes Hojlund. Hojlund now to Froholt. To Isakin. Back to Froholt. To Hojlund. My bad. Not much to do there off that shot. Goal kick for Poland. And what a game it would be for either of these teams to go against Germany in the quarterfinals, which we will see in this episode as well. By the way, for those who are wondering. And up next will be Italy and Austria. This corner coming in, but no one can really make anything of it for Poland. Meanwhile, Skoros now to Zielinski. Zielinski, what's he thinking? To Rozga. Rozga takes the shot, but again, no one to be found. Goal kick for Denmark. Again, folks, at the end of this episode, we will be completing the round of 16 and the quarterfinals, which leaves episode 3, which we will crown a champion when we do the semifinals and, of course, the finals to crown the champion of Europe. You know, for Holt. No, not for Holt. Sorry, Gabar. I'm at Isakin. Isakin's got to be very careful here. I think he's trying to take the shot. No, Hojlund. Good save from... Holy mackerel. How did he do that? I thought that was a goal. I thought that was a guaranteed goal, not meant to be. Here goes now. Oh, wait, no. Great block. Wait, no. Kawar catching his mistake. Szymanski now trying to volley it all the way to Cash. Cash's got to be very careful, though. He gets it to Zielinski. Zielinski gets sideswiped, and now it's for Holt with possession as he passes it to Damsgaard. This is good for Denmark. And I absolutely agree with the person they're saying who to watch for. Robert Lewandowski is not one to mess with. The header comes in. Good save by the goalkeeper. Corner here for Denmark. Yeah, it's wild to think that Poland beat Croatia 5-1. Denmark destroyed Bosnia-Herzegovina 4-0 to get here. One of these two high-scoring teams from the last round will be eliminated. Oh, look at this. Here goes Hojlund. Hojlund takes the shot. Good save. Cross comes in, be it nothing really to show for the corner. Again, wait, what referee you got to call that? I was about to say that was a clean break, and that man just tugged on that jersey. Sorry if my mic just grazed against the cup. My bad, y'all. So why do people try to make plans? Look at this. Wait a minute. For Holt's got to be careful. For Holt. It's again. Good save. Good freaking save. This one will continue. So I'm trying to text the person that I'm streaming. There you go. There's Haaland. Good shot. No. Cross coming in. They got to be very careful from here. That header was a bit forgettable. Again, 6 shots on target. Poland, I have to admit, has been very lackluster today, especially from an offensive standpoint. Like, they've just been playing defensively for the majority of the time, and let's be honest, it's been all Denmark. It's a bit shocking for me to even say that, but it's truth. It's been all Denmark to this point. Shot gets blocked. Denmark, Poland, can they finally do something with it? That's the $1 million question. The key to victory for them is going to be getting the ball to Robert Lewandowski, something they have not done to this point. Right, here goes Rozga. Rozga was got to be very careful. Gets to Skoris. Skoris, now what's he thinking? Well, Skoris just got sideswiped by Hujlemond. Let's get out to Højbjerg. To Froholt. Froholt's got to be careful. He's going to save that. That's going to walk out of bounds. Yep. They're predicting 3 goals for Denmark today and none for Poland. That's wild. Here goes Kaminsky. Kaminsky pushing it up. Kaminsky, what's he thinking? Kaminsky, Robert Lewandowski, goal! In the short time Poland has had possession, the man they needed to do something, Robert Lewandowski, scores a massive goal to give them the 1-0 lead, and they are loving it. Poland, who is playing so defensive, who had such little time with possession in this half, finally putting up a goal is critical. Well, this Frost, they're looking for goal number 2. Uh-oh. Oh, no, fight for it. No. Ugh. Again, folks, at the end of this first half, Poland now in the lead 1-0. Again, sorry about that, folks. I had to freaking answer these texts because apparently when I'm streaming, everyone wants to bother me. When I'm not streaming, ain't nobody want to blow up my phone. It's crazy. Look at this Damsgaard to Haaland. To Hujlemond. He's got to be very careful from here. It's back to Horsberg. I think he tried to take a shot for some reason. He had no possession to do so, no advantage whatever to do so, and he still took the shot and just cost Denmark possession, because now it's Poland on the offensive. Here goes Kaminski. Kaminski gets stuffed by Ba. Ba now getting it back for Denmark. Iskin with it, passing it to Haaland. Nice save. That's 6 corners for Denmark, and they have not put up a single goal. In the few speck and scraps of possession that Poland has had, they put up a goal. Absolutely insane. Good shot, easy save. Here goes Horsberg. Horsberg's got to be careful. Oh, he just shoved him. Hold up, he just shoved that man. Elena, thank you so much for following. I do appreciate it. We're on the road to 1K subs, so I do appreciate all the love and support. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. Here goes Szymanski. Szymanski taking the shot. Easy save. That's going to roll out of play. A throw in here for Poland, who now seems to have renewed confidence in the second half. Cashed out to Zielinski. Where's Robert Lewandowski? Oh, that's what I'm trying to figure out. There's Szymanski. Scores. There's Hujleman now pushing up for Denmark. Denmark now, they're getting it to Iskin. Iskin's got to be very careful. I think he used his own teammate. I'm sorry, I think he generally just used his own teammate to push him in front of the defender to try to keep possession. That's crazy. That's innovative. I don't know if that's legal, but that's innovative. Uh-oh. A great interception there, but I think kind of a waste if you ask me. And if you're Denmark, I mean, you've had the first half was all yours. Oh, Danny, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. We're on the road to 1K. So I do appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. And to that point, to what I was saying too, is that for Denmark, this has got to be the biggest question mark that they've had in quite a while. Given the fact that, well, let's face it, I mean, they were dominating possession-wise in that first half. They gave up that goal, and then Denmark has not been the same since then. Poland has been playing with the confidence that Denmark had in the first half. So we've got this quite an interesting situation here, to where the reverse has happened literally before our eyes. It's absolutely shocking. Great interception there. Look at this. It's Robert Lewandowski who's going to get sideswiped by Ba. Kaminski takes the shot. Nice save. I mean, the passes alone should tell you what's been going on. Throw in here for Poland. Wow, not Mihail. Someone lost control. I believe that was actually Rozga who lost control of it. I don't know if it's a bad throw or it's a bad bounce, but he could not control where that ball was going. And if you're Denmark, all you have to do is score a tying goal, and then you've got a shot during the penalties. But here goes Hujleman. Hujleman to Haaland. Haaland takes the shot. It's a goal, and we're tied 1 apiece. Here in the 83rd minute, a massive goal scored by Iceland to tie this thing up to give Denmark a pulse in this game. How will Poland respond? Does Poland have anything left in the tank, or will this game go to penalties? Time is ticking away for Poland to avoid the dreaded penalties. Both teams making substitutions. Here's Hazen. They're trying to score twice in less than 3 minutes. Can they do so? Here goes Stage. Stage to Iskin. It's him and the goalkeeper. Good save. Both teams making those substitutions. Corner here for Denmark. Cross comes in. Not much to make of it, but Denmark still recovering possession. Piatek being subbed in for Robert Lewandowski, a decision I do not agree with. Oh, excuse me. There's Horsberg. Jesus, they got taken out. And these 2 minutes of added time, I don't think any of these teams are going to be able to score an equalizer. I mean, well, the game-tying goal, I should say. I'm sorry, game-winning goal. I was just like game-tying. But he's going to try it. Oh, he did. Isaacson came in clutch. Isaacson shocks everyone in the final moments of this game. A last-second goal that puts Denmark in the lead, 2-1 over Poland in an upset victory. An unbelievable goal here in the 91st minute. Denmark sends Poland packing. Poland has been eliminated from the tournament. Denmark will face Germany in the quarterfinals. What a win. And for a team that had it in their grasp, they choked here at the end. A collapse in 10 minutes, 2 goals. Wow. And honestly, wow is the only thing I think we can really say as to what we've seen. That's absolutely bizarre. To give up that way and to be knocked out that way is crazy. Next up, folks, it is going to be Italy and Austria. It's up next. Italy coming off of their semi-final run in our World Cup tournament back this year. What a wild game! What a wild run they had. Let's put it that way. I think that's the best. Why are they trying to constantly stay at the Olympic Stadium? Alrighty, folks. Next up, Italy in the blue, Austria in the white. One of these teams will go on to face the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals. Who's it going to be? That's Weiner already just pushing it over for Austria. It'll be a corner in the first 2 minutes of this one already. Cross comes in. No. So I'm making sure I put down the score for that last one. As we know, one game to be officially confirmed. There's Barella now to Tonali. And I've always said this, I think the key to victory for Italy is getting Keane involved. Keane and DeMarco, both of those two, and Rettigue, those 2-3 right there, played such a huge role. Keane! Oh, that's great to say by the goalkeeper. But no, to what I was trying to say is those 3 names I just mentioned played such a huge role. My apologies, folks. I don't know why. Like this wave of exhaustion hit me. But no, what I was trying to say is that those 3 names played such a huge role in the run that Italy made. I mean, they survived the group of death. They actually were the ace of that group. And they had essentially won out. They never took a loss. Their only draw came to France in the group stage, and then they actually beat France in the, I think it was the round of 16. Wait a minute, Keane, look at Keane! Oh! Not what Keane was hoping for. So for Italy, I feel like they have something to prove here. They want to be known as the champions of Europe. However, Austria has been proven to be a team that likes to knock off powerhouses. They did that in the World Cup. And now look at this. It's Austria with possession again. Sewald to Posch. Now to Schmid, now to Weiner. Weiner's got to be careful. It bounces off number 13. It goes to Schmid. Schmid gets intercepted. However, it's going to be a throw in here for Austria. Nice shot, but look at this. No one to stop. Wait, what is happening? What happened? A massive mistake. I don't even know what happened. A monumental, a critical error. See, Donnarumma stops it. He passes it to the goalkeeper. I don't know what happened. Like, the shot bounced off the foot the wrong way. I got to see this again. I mean, I've never seen anything that puzzling before. However, what a capitalized opportunity by Austria. They now lead 1-0 over Italy. I'm sorry, wait, what did the stadium PA speaker announcer say? Something about someone has your wife's ticket? As he goes Politano now to Barella, they could get the interception. Italy now playing from behind, so they weren't expecting this early. DeMarco now to Tonali, now to Retzegiri. Retzegiri takes a shot, great block there as he blocked it with his face. Interception out to Weiner. Weiner's got to be careful. No, great catch there by Mancini. And that's the man that they have to watch out for, Marcel Sabitzer. But here goes Lemar. Lemar not to Weiner. Weiner takes the shot, easy save, and but the way Donnarumma's been playing today, I got to be careful with him. This DeMarco pushing it up. DeMarco really getting it set here. I think it was actually the defender who stopped the coming in. Hebo, thank you so much for liking the live. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. This Mancini now getting to Barella. Barella trying to do something with it, but they're kind of stuck in that weird part of that neutral third. Schmid now to Danso. Danso now to Sewald. Austria trying to do some with possession here. Trying to mount an attack. Here goes Posch. Posch to Schmid. Schmid just gets taken out. Referee, you got to call that. But here goes Weiner. Weiner takes the shot. Nice save. I'm sure there's going to be a yellow card somewhere in there. No yellow card. Okay. Well, corner here awarded to Austria. This great block. Now what will Italy do with possession? Because right, got to be very careful here. He's got to get out of the corner. Why would he? That made no sense. Well, what was he aiming at? There's Barella now to Locatelli. Locatelli gets it back to Barella. Barella gets sideswiped. Lemar with possession now. Here goes Weiner to Marcel Sabitzer. Actually, a great stop. I will say Italy is not playing their best today. That's for certain. Oh, here goes Barella. Barella to Politano. Back to Barella. Wow, Barella just got dropped and still kept possession of it. That's going to be a yellow card here. And that means a free kick awarded to Italy. Neil Schläger, the man with that yellow card. I'm not sure if they're what they're calling the infraction for. I think there was an infraction off the Italian player. Not quite sure. But here goes Wainer. Wainer now pushing it up, getting it to Schläger. Schläger's got to be careful. He's trying to get to Lemur, but he waited too long. It's actually what caused that throw-in to happen. Yeah, that's actually one of the names that I haven't seen today was Gregoric, which I was fully expecting to. It's DeMarco now push it for Tigui. This is how they want to kick off the second half. That's what they have to do. DeMarco's got to be careful. Cross comes in. Keane oh no, he missed Politano off the pass. Again, if you're Austria, keep doing what you're doing. You capitalize on that mistake. You got the 1-0 lead. This one comes into Schmid. Schmid's got a mandate. He's trying to take it himself. Goal number 2. Italy literally trailing now 2-0 in the 48th minute. Disaster may be coming for as far as Italy's concerned. Sound the alarms of concern, ladies and gentlemen. Will Italy be bounced out of this tournament here in the round of 16? Well, volleying that over, Austria's done a great job today. Here goes Tonali. Tying out to DeMarco. I mean, honestly, Italy's offense has been left to a whisper at this point. Are they going for... Well, I'm not sure what they thought. You know, taking a shot in between 3 different defenders was not the best idea. Here goes DeMarco. To Retegui. Now to Barella. I actually thought it was going to go back to number 5, but I guess not. And here goes Marcel Sabitzer. Sabitzer trying to push the Austria, getting it to Lemur. Lemur's got Wainer. That was actually a great block corner being awarded to Austria. Yikes. Goal kick here for Italy. I mean, Italy is just truly not done well. I mean, there's no nice way to put it. They have absolutely struggled today. They're down 2-0 to a team that they should be beating. I mean, at least in my opinion, from the way they played in the World Cup, I was expecting a better performance from Italy today. Here's Gregoric, the man who I haven't heard of today. Because he was all over the pitch yesterday. Quiet today. Politano now to Barella. Barella back to Politano. Italy, they need to try to score something fast. Wow, there was a mistake. They're just all over the place. This has been a rough day at the office for Italy. What are they doing? I'm truly puzzled and baffled at what Italy has done. This is horrendous. My goodness, they just took him out. Goodness, that is as blatant of a yellow card as I've seen in a while. Even Italy with this free kick, if they don't actually get an offensive possession to score soon, they're in trouble. Wow, Wow. It's dud after dud as far as Italy is concerned today. Wait a minute, Barella. Wait a minute. Why didn't he pass it to number 9, who was right there? Big mistake. Goal kick for Austria. And you know who they also haven't gotten involved either? They haven't gotten Keane involved either really yet. So it's kind of like one of your best guys has been absent today. I mean, goal kick here for Italy, but I mean, truly, this is the most baffling and worst performance we've seen from Italy the entire time this year. I mean, this is insane. That 138 passes for Italy, 105 for Austria. Corner here for Italy. They need to score here and now, and it's just not happening. And in many ways, I'm shocked. I did not picture this to be the scoreline. I mean, I pictured a 2-0 victory, but not for Austria, for Italy. And Austria will get the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals if the score stays the same. There goes Keane. Keane's got to be careful. Keane to Palatano. Palatano takes the shot. Good save. Corner here for Italy as time is taken away. If they don't score something fast, they can count this one over. She's the bad header again. Goal kick for Austria. By the way, folks, the next match we have for you is Spain and Belgium. And here goes Schmid. Schmid trying to push up. Schmid's got a teammate, but Schmid taking the shot. Goal number 3. Austria is beating down Italy so bad it's 3-0 right now. In the 84th minute, Schmid adding insult to injury. I mean, this is obviously not the day Italy wanted. They had the bye going into the tournament to the round of 16, and in their first game being bounced out like this, not looking good. Consider the fact they had a semifinal run in our World Cup this year. At this point, if you're Austria, you can coast by with your 3-0 win all the way to the all the way to the quarterfinals. You know you've got yourself a spot against none other than the Czech Republic. Pretty nice day to be Austria. And by the way, folks, up next is going to be Spain and Belgium. It looks to me like they're trying to score another goal. Goodness. You can never score enough. And a goal kick for Italy. That's going to do it, folks. Italy's run in the UEFA Europa Championship tournament has been gone. Austria advances. They'll face the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals. They'll actually be the team to open up the quarterfinals for us. That match there. But folks, up next it is Spain and Belgium. Here we go. Let's get to Spain. Let's get to Belgium. Whoops, I just passed them. The Riyadh Air Metropolitana. There you go. Well, folks, here we go. Spain in the red. Belgium in the white. Let's get started. Belgium actually beat the Netherlands in penalties after a 1-1 tie, 4-3. Very shocking upset there. However, can Belgium pull off yet another upset, this time against the powerhouse Spain, who made it all the way to the quarterfinals, by the way. And that was until they faced England, who England got their revenge from the 2018 World Cup finals when it was Spain who actually defeated England 1-0 to become World Cup champions that year. And England actually bounced them out in the World Cup in the quarterfinals. So that was quite funny for me. And then, folks, after this, the final game of the round of 16 will be England versus Sweden, and then we'll move into the quarterfinals, and the game that will open up for us will be the Czech Republic and Austria. That'll be the game that opens it up. Wait a minute, look at this. Salamaker. Oh, no, never mind. Custrella was not playing that game. Corner here for Belgium. Another corner is Lami Yamal just shoulder blocked. I think it was actually Ngoya that he shoulder blocked too. Goal kick for Spain. Here goes Rodri now to Olmo, to Ozarbo. Ozarbo was the man who really led Spain over France. Now it's Pedri, good save. However, there was an infraction free kick awarded to Belgium. But yeah, it was 100% Ozarbo who really guided Spain over France, and that they were the ones who eliminated France in the preliminary round. I think Lawrence actually walked out of bounds with it. My goodness. Here goes De Bruyne. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That was an infraction there that actually led to Spain regaining possession. Now here goes Rodri. Rodri got to be very careful in that defensive third. He gets it to Olmo. Olmo gets to Ozarbo. Now it's Williams. Williams has got a man with him. What's he going to do with it? I don't think that was an intentional pass to himself. Great block there from Belgium. Not once, but twice. Lamine Yamal's got to be very careful. And it's funny because what we've seen from Spain is that in the World Cup, it took that after that second game in the group stage for him to really kind of find his footing. And then he's been kind of going on and on, but he was kind of absent in yesterday's episode. We didn't really see him. So I'm trying to see, will we see more of an impact from Lamine Yamal in today's games? We're trying to just shift that all the way to Lamine. That's kind of a wild way to try to give it to him. A pretty rough position. Let's actually get to Lamine. Here goes Lamine. Lamine trying to take the shot, but no luck. And on that one. And goal kick here for Belgium. What will they do with it? De Bruyne, that was... Yeah, I'm not sure what he was thinking. Oh, excuse me, sorry, that was Salzmakers, not De Bruyne. Right, here goes Olmo. Courtois got very lucky. That was nowhere close. Wow, Lamine passed in one defender but couldn't pass the second. Now it's Belgium with the offensive possession here, trying to make an attack happen. Here goes Kevin De Bruyne now to Romelu Lukaku, now to Raisin, back to Lukaku. Lukaku now to Tielemans. Back to Raisin, now for the third time to Lukaku. Here goes Tielemans. What is Tielemans thinking? Trying to find an opening. Gets to Raskin. Raskin's got to be very careful. Gets to Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku takes a shot, but nice save. Corner. I didn't think you had to bicycle kick that, buddy. Jesus. Here goes the Cupid now with Kevin De Bruyne. To Trossard, crossing of an easy catch there for Simon. Pedri to Olmo. It's Crucial, not Pedri again. This time to Olmo. Olmo's got to be careful. Gets sideswiped by Yofi Tielemans. Now it's Lukaku. There's Raskin. To Mayunair. To Ngoy. Now it's De Bruyne, who gets sideswiped as he was doubled. Literally doubled. Here goes Ozario. Ozario pushing up, goal for Spain. 1-0. Spain leads over Belgium here in the 39th minute of this one. The stalemate, the blockade has been broken. How will Belgium respond? The man now to Raskin. Raskin to De Bruyne. Oh, that was a nice physical interception there. Now Spain whips up Ozario, trying to get it to Williams. Williams fighting like hell, but can't do much with it. As Mayunair with some great defense. Nice touch from Pedri. Williams with possession, trying to mount the counterattack for Spain. Williams out to Olmo. Olmo can take the shot. Takes the shot, but no luck. Goal kick for Belgium. Nice block. If Belgium wants to try to mount some type of offensive front, they've got a minute of added time to do so. We got to keep going forward if they want to, if they choose to want to. Here goes De Cooper. De Cooper's gonna have one guy. De Cooper needs to pass that ball. De Cooper making several mistakes, but the cross comes in. It gets the Saelmakers. What a wasted attack. A wasted opportunity. Folks, we go on to the second half. Spain leads 1-0 over Belgium. Really? Are we stuck in this like waiting screen? Why does it take so long? Folks, we go into the second half again. Spain leads 1-0 over Belgium. Belgium knows it's only a one-goal game. How are they going to respond in the second half? I think they need to really wake up and see that they've had a lot of opportunities that they just haven't capitalized on. I mean, that one at the end where De Cooper had literally had, I think it was either De Bruyne or Reiner just sitting there running up. So it's one of those things where I'm looking like, why didn't you just pass it when you had the one-on-one chance? A lot of boneheaded decisions being made by Belgium offensively so far. Martino, what's up, man? And then if you're Spain in the second half, keep doing what you're doing. You got the 1-0 lead. Wear down Belgium. Again, the winner of this one does get Turkey in the quarterfinals. This Williams is pushing it up. He's got two guys with him. What will Williams do with it? The cross comes in. Lamine Yamal, the header, but it bounces off the sidebar. Goal kick for Belgium. Doku coming in for Saelmakers, by the way. Here's Laurenti. Laurenti now to Olmo. Olmo can try to pass it. Takes a shot himself, but nowhere to go. Goal kick again for Belgium. There's Zarbo. Zarbo now to Doku. Doku to Mayunair. Mayunair trying to volley it up all the way to De Bruyne. I'm not sure what just happened right there, but something happened. Meanwhile, it's Olmo for Spain. Now it's Ozairabal. Ozairabal going to be open. Can he take the shot? Goal number 2. Spain now leads 2-0 here in the 60th minute to the man, the myth, the legend, Ozairabal, who has literally been such a driving factor for them in the UEFA Europa tournament for us. It's been quite insane. He's been a real driving force for this team. Again with 2-0. Now here goes Azarb again looking for a brace. It'll be him and the goalkeeper. Azarb will take the shot. Back-to-back goals in under 2 minutes. A massive 3-0 lead for Spain over Belgium. Azarb nets himself a brace here in the 63rd minute. Back-to-back goals in under 3 minutes, folks. Absolutely impressive. And if you're a Belgium, you're probably wondering what in the world just happened. This is an absolute nightmare for Belgium. And here goes Azarable to Olmo. Olmo gets sideswiped. Lamine Yamal. Yamal takes a shot. Lukaku gets stuffed. Again, Spain with possession. I mean, they have this one. I think it's fair to say that Spain has this one in the bag. I mean, unless Belgium has 3 goals that they could just pull out of nowhere, I think we've seen the beginning of the end. Jeez, that one just flew. Lazarbo getting subbed out. He's had a hell of a game. Torres coming in. And a goal kick here for Belgium. I mean, for Belgium. No, for Spain. Whoops, I'm bad. Sorry. Well, Lamine's he's got number 7 with him. He's got to be careful. There's no need for no fancy passing right now. He gets to Laurenti. Now to Pedri. Pedri back to Yamal. He's got to be very careful. He gets sideswiped. Here's Doka to De Bruyne. That night they get it once again. Spain with possession. Williams though trying to do some fancy passing. It doesn't work. The Belgium trying to mount an attack, but they lose possession yet again. Now it's Williams. Williams to Torres. Torres got to be careful. He gets stuff, but it's going to go right back to Pedri. Pedri somehow got it through to Williams. Nice. Is that a block? Oh, no, that was actually a bad shot. Never mind. Goal kick for Belgium. Here's okay now to De Bruyne. De Bruyne beating his man. De Bruyne getting it to to Doku. Doku trying to cross it into Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku takes... I'm not even sure what that was. I couldn't tell if that was a pass or a shot. It was ugly. User 1159. Thank you so much. Sorry, 52. Thank you so much for the 5, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. DeBass coming for the coup, but look at this. Lamine Yamal looking for goal number 4 for Spain, and Williams completely with a misfire goal kick for Belgium. However, folks, it is all but guaranteed. Spain will face Turkey. The winners of our 2026 World Cup tournament in the next round. Meanwhile, the final game of the round of 16 will be England versus Sweden. That's going to be up next before we go on to that said quarterfinals. Which, by the way, Spain and Turkey will be the final game that we'll see in the quarterfinals. That'll be the closing match there, because that's the World Cup champion, Turkey. As Maynard pushing up, however, this is all but not. Belgium's fate has been sealed. They have been eliminated from the UEFA Europa tournament. And Spain at this point is trying to add insult to injury. They're trying to add a 4th goal. That's what they're trying to do. Complete misfire. Spain moves on to the quarterfinals. They'll meet the 2026 World Cup champions Turkey in said quarterfinals. But folks, we got one more game of the round of 16. That is going to be England and Sweden before we go on to the said quarterfinals. Let's get to it, shall we? Alrighty, England, Sweden. Wow, perfect. Sweden was right there. That key doesn't get any better than that. Sure, we can go to Wembley, why not? There you go, folks. The winner will face Ukraine in the quarterfinals. Who's it going to be? Sweden in the yellow, England in the white. Here we go, folks. The final game of the round of 16 before we enter the quarterfinals. By the way, folks, the next match will kick off the quarterfinals. That is going to be the Czech Republic and Austria. Stay tuned for that. Again, also sorry about streaming so late. I normally don't stream this late. At least I haven't been. This will be the final soccer episode of the week since I always start my week on Sundays. So Sunday and Monday was soccer. Tuesday will be UFC. And then Wednesday, Thursday will be wrestling. Friday will be UFC. Saturday will be wrestling. And then on Sunday, we'll do the finals of the Europa Conference, the Europa Championship, and then we'll go on to either the CONMEBOL or the Three Kingdoms, which is the Middle East, Asia, and Oceania regions. And that'll be on like a Monday, probably, for those wondering. So for the shot, easy save for the goalkeeper. Plus it's Isak. Isak pushing up. Here goes Gyökeres. And now it's wait, no. I mean, Sweden was trying. Again, Sweden and Switzerland opened up the UEFA Europa tournament, or cup. And they opened up at a wild 4-3 game. England, in their preliminary round game, had none other than, from the looks of it, it was... Oh, they didn't. That's right. They had the bye. That's right, because 3 teams had the bye in the preliminary round. That was Italy, England, and Turkey. And then Turkey had the bye in the round of 16. They're the World Cup champs. Sorry. So for now, this is England's first game. For Sweden, they're all ready to go. We've already seen how much rust Italy had. So it's kind of going to be an eye-opener to see if the same happens to England. Both, I should mention, folks, both England and Italy both were eliminated in the semifinals of the World Cup tournament. Italy was specifically eliminated by the World Cup champion, none other than Turkey. Here's Anderson, now it's Rice. O'Reilly, now Anderson again. They're just playing tag at this point. There's O'Reilly trying to find a man open. Declan Rice takes the shot. I'm truly confused on what that was, because that did not make sense to me. Oh, RJ, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome. Great seeing you, man. Uh-oh. Oh. Here's Carlson. Carlson finds it through, but nobody home on that one. Goal kick for England. Also, thank you, RJ, for the heart. I do appreciate it, man. I actually just seen that. Thank you. Here goes Ayari pushing it up. Now it's Gyökeres. Gyökeres now to Ayari. What is Sweden trying to do with it? They get stuff. Great defending there from Reece James. Doing well. Thanks, mate. No problem, man. Anytime. This here goes Hein. Hein now to Nygren. Nygren's going to be very careful. Nice side swipe. Now it's England with possession. Harry Kane. Kane to Gordon. It's Gordon pushing it up, trying to mount the counter offensive attack here. It's Declan Rice. Declan Rice takes the shot. Good save. Corner for England. There's actually some great defending there from Sweden. My goodness. And England, I think, have taken a more passive approach to this one. James to Bellingham, now Mateuki. Back to James. James going to cross it into Gordon. Not much going to happen. I think they both have the same idea. Well, that should be a red card. That right there was insane. That wasn't even remotely close to touching the ball. He should be gone. Yeah, there's no way you can convince me that was remotely even attacking the ball. That should be a red card. Jude Bellingham is lucky to have a yellow. Absolutely preposterous. Oh, wow, the goalkeeper, I thought he was trying to catch it. He punched it. As I mentioned, folks, in this one, whoever wins will face Ukraine in the quarterfinals. And just to kind of recap everything that's happened for those coming in, Spain defeated Belgium 3-0. Spain will face the World Cup winners Turkey in the quarterfinals. Germany destroyed Iceland 6-1. That's how we opened up today's episode. They will go toe-to-toe with Denmark. Speaking of Denmark did defeat Poland 2-1 with 2 lightning quick goals in 10 minutes at the end of the game to secure their spot in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, the Czech Republic defeated Wales 2-1, and Portugal defeated Ukraine 1-0. Sorry, Ukraine defeated Portugal 1-0. My bad. What am I talking about? Austria destroyed Italy 3-0, and now we've got England and Sweden. As we know so far in the quarterfinals, Germany versus Denmark, Czech Republic versus Austria, Spain versus Turkey, and the winner of this one will face Ukraine. You know, there was a handball, but I'm pretty sure that bounced off somebody's face. Can I get a replay? Because I'm pretty sure. Oh, it bounced off. Wait, that bounced off his knee. That wasn't a handball. Hold on now. Wait a minute, VAR. How are you? Well, they're giving Sweden the handball penalty. I don't agree with this, but Gyökeres takes the shot. It's a goal, and Sweden takes the 1-0 lead over England here in the 40th minute. You know, I don't necessarily agree with that decision of the handball penalties. It looked like it generally bounced off his knee, his thigh. How will England respond after giving up that handball penalty here in the 41st minute? And I want to mention how every game so far in this episode has not gone to penalties. But I'm trying to slide it through the Gordon, not going to be able to. I was trying to make sure I was checking everything. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss a comment. Here goes Bellingham now to Kane. Kane's got to be very careful as he gets it to Mateuki. England trying to push an attack forward before this half ends. Can they? Mateuki gets stripped though, and that's good. Wait, Harry Kane takes the shot, bounce on the side. Gordon, goal! We're tied. We are tied, one apiece. What a goal! What a freaking goal! 1-1 at the end of the half. It was Gordon who came out of nowhere. Harry Kane took the shot. It bounced off the sidebar right into Gordon's lap, and he gets it past the goalkeeper. We're tied one apiece, folks, going into the half. Massive goal there scored by Gordon. Goal is right, RJ, because that was nuts. And England kicks off the second half with possession. And I've got to think, absolute bizarreness we're going to see. Oh, thank you, RJ, for the greetings. I do appreciate it. Thank you, man. James to Mateuki. Mateuki now to Bellingham. They're trying to go for another attack. Here goes Harry Kane. He's got a guy with him, though. Harry Kane doesn't need his teammate. It's Harry Kane. Goal number 2 for England. 2-1. 2-1 here to open up the second half. Harry Kane with a goal. Harry Kane knew exactly what to do. 2-1, England takes the lead. How will Sweden respond? As I'm sure that is not what they wanted to see. My God, Reece James, I think, just headbutted the guy, not even the ball. Also, I am in desperate need of a drink, so give me one moment. And RJ, thank you for liking the live, man. I appreciate it. This here goes Rice. And they're going back and forth here. Honestly, those headers are very scary because you're jockeying for trying to recover the possession. Easy save for Pickford. Anderson now to Gordon. Gordon to back to Anderson. Again, Gordon, the man who really caught life for this team. There's Jude Bellingham. Bellingham trying to get it to Anderson. Anderson is going to be left wide open. It's Anderson. No, great block there by the defender. My goodness. But Gordon recovering. Gordon fighting to keep possession. He does. He gets it to Declan Rice. Now back to Anderson. Anderson beats his man. Gets to Madiuki. Now to Reece James. Back to Anderson. Anderson trying to take the shot. Good block. To those coming in, welcome, welcome. Here's Goodmanson trying to volley it over to Gyökeres. Oh no, he missed. He missed. It was a bit of a misfire. Man, he got too excited. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way Gordon is going to get to that at all. I seen how that thing just boom, and I was like, yeah, no. But a guy coming in for Anderson, that substitution made by, I believe, England. Meanwhile, Alonga coming in for Bernhardsson. He could try to do something, but couldn't do it because Jude Bellingham. Bellingham trying now. It's his chance, but he misfires. Still 2-1. The game remains. There's Rice now to Stone. Stone's the guy. Guy to Jude Bellingham. And if you're England, keep draining the clock. You've got a 2-1 lead. Hang on to it. Punch your ticket into the quarterfinals. You got Ukraine. Wow, Gyökeres left wide open. Great defensive stop there. Meanwhile, now look at this. It's Bellingham. Bellingham to Guy. Guy to Gordon. Gordon to Kane. Kane to Jude Bellingham is wide open. It's Jude Bellingham and the goalkeeper. Jude Bellingham, goal number 3. Jude Bellingham puts England up 3-1 over Sweden here in the 75th minute in this one. Yeah, I said this before where I felt that Jude Bellingham was a bit lackluster in the World Cup tournament, and yet in his first game here in the UEFA Europa Cup, here he goes with a goal. England 3-1 over Sweden. And here goes Gordon. Wow, that was not the greatest pass. I think even Harry Kane realized they have a great interception there from Sweden. Sweden now trying to push up, knowing that they're down by 2 goals. Be a great interception from Guy for England. There was John Stones. Because Gordon. Kane, wow, Kane just got rocked, but somehow England still keeps possession. Well, they did for the moment. Once again, it is Sweden with possession trying to get to Isak. Isak beats his man. Good save from Jordan Pickford. Corner for Sweden. Meanwhile, Jim, thank you so much for live, man. I appreciate you. Header coming in, but that was in the worst possible direction, away from the goalpost. Goes Spence to O'Reilly. Wow, that was perfect. That was a flawless volley. I had no idea where it was going, and they already told. So here goes Saka. Saka now to Harry Kane. Harry Kane, the heading goal. A brace for Harry Kane today. 4-1 over Sweden. It is England's game to win at this point. A goal in the 85th minute. There's no way Sweden's coming back from that one. Goodness. Well, folks, our quarterfinals is now set. Germany, Denmark, Czech Republic, Austria, Ukraine, England, Spain, and Turkey, the World Cup champions in 2026. Whether they're the champions of the world and champions of Europe, that'd be like the double champs, I guess, at that point. Oh, here goes Declan Rice. It bounces in 5-1. Oh no. Jude Bellingham has himself a brace as well. 5-1. England takes the... It just keeps on the demolishment here of Sweden. My goodness. And folks, that is it for you. Sweden, thanks for coming. They have been eliminated from the UEFA Europa Cup, which means we're going on to the quarterfinals. And to kick things off for the quarterfinals will be the Czech Republic and Austria. It is up next. Yeah, England absolutely just came in and whooped absolute keister. And the most PG-13 way to say it, because my goodness, they did not come to play at all. They came to win, and they did so. Wait, Germany, Denmark. I meant Czech Republic and Austria. Whoops. I was like, what game am I putting on here? Let's try to find a fun stadium for this one. I've been to Wonkdorf. Swansea, there you go. We'll just throw it there. Why not? Well, folks, here we go. It is the opening game of the quarterfinals. What a bizarre round of 16 we had. And for those just coming in to recap the round of 16, England defeated Sweden 5-1. Italy lost to Austria 3-0. Ukraine shocked everyone, defeating Portugal 1-0. The Czech Republic defeated Wales 2-1. Denmark defeated Poland 2-1. Germany defeated Iceland 6-1. And Spain defeated Belgium 3-0. In our quarterfinal matchups, we've got Czech Republic, Austria, Ukraine, England, Germany, Denmark, and of course Spain versus our 2026 World Cup champions, Turkey. And also, Mohammed, thank you so much for liking the live. I just seen that. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. There goes Werner. Werner's wide open. Werner with a shot, but easy save for Kavar. Again, one of these teams will be the first team to punch their ticket in to the semifinals. Who is it going to be? There's Marcel Savage at a winner. Both of these and all the teams remaining want to be called the champions of Europe. Now they booted that one away. Here goes Schlager. Just taken out of Marcel set while Sartre got taken out by Kufal. Can get thrown here. Again, now it's going to be Czech Republic again with possession. And so here's the thing for the Czech Republic. Czech Republic came in and beat the 2021 World Cup finalist in Wales 2-1. For Czech Republic, they relatively dominated that game. And here's the thing, this is going to be a possession game for sure. If you can hold the possession long enough, you're going to stall out Austria. Austria is a team that thrives on fast counterattacks, and if you can kind of negate that, you've got a really good chance of beating this team. Sorry, I had to answer that message real quick. I've been getting messages all day long. What in the world? Not people leaving me voicemails. Sorry about that, folks. That's the easy save of Gorch. Now goalkeeper kicking it away. Now here's the thing though, Austria's done a great job so far with possession. Gorch again. Gorch has got somebody with him. He should have passed the number 13. Sorry, number 18. That was Schmid. They're going to be very careful. Czech Republic's got a nice blockade coming in, and he's going to go through 3 defenders. Yeah, that was a great idea. Corner here for Austria. There goes Schlager. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Schick. Here goes Schick. Schick going through. No. I thought for a moment there Schick was actually going to go through. It was him and the goalkeeper at that point. I mean, yeah, he had defended kind of to the side, but really he was past him at that duration. He should have took that shot and should have went right in for a goal. Bit of a misfire. Here's Lemon out to Alba. Alba now to Schlager. Schlager to Schmid. Schmid. Again, Czech Republic has done a great job defensively. I mean, yeah, they've been targeted heavy by Austria, but that defense is not really broken. It's not been broke. They haven't made many mistakes defensively either. It's just I think that Austria now has been putting themselves in really great positions, capitalizing on the spaces given to them. And as soon as I say that, they give up a goal. Austria takes the 1-0 lead here in the 37th minute of this one. Gregoric, the man who was absolutely quiet in the round of 16, makes himself known here with a 1-0 lead for Austria. How will the Czech Republic respond? Will Austria be the first team to punch their ticket in to the semifinals? Der Schläger, now it's Marcel Sabitzer. There goes Posh. Great stop there. Sewald. Sewald now trying to volley it over to Lemaire. Lemaire has actually been kind of relatively quiet. JDF, thank you for sharing the live, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. That helps me out tremendously. Thank you. Here goes Wayne trying to take the shot. Easy save for Kavar. As this half runs out, Austria could try to push up for one more attack. They're already halfway there. Here goes Schlager. Schlager just needs to keep going forward, buddy. Keep going forward. Marcel Sabitzer takes the shot. Good save. Corner here for Austria. Cross comes in, and that... wow, he tipped it off the hand. That could have possibly went into. But that is how we end the first half, folks. Austria takes the 1-0 lead over the Czech Republic. Let's take that one to boot. Was someone stopping up there? My goodness. As it's serve. Czech Republic now trying to mount an offensive attack. They get stopped at serve, recovering it. Back to Schick. Schick to Sadlik. And not much going to come of it. Bernardino, thanks so much for liking the live, man. Appreciate you. Schlager to Weiner. Weiner's got to be careful. Gets it to Lemaire. Lemaire now trying to push it up. Can Austria really do something here? Maybe goal number 2 is incoming. No. Goal kick for the Czech Republic. Pravad coming in to serve, or coming in for serve, by the way. Again, right now it is Austria playing with all the confidence in the world. There's a nice interception there from the Czech Republic. There's Hronik. Now to Kufal. Kufal. There's David Alba. David Alba saving what could have been potentially disastrous. They would have let him go. Well, Marcel Sabitzer thought he was going to run, and then Kufal was like, no, you're not. But Kufal gets beat off that pass. Sabitzer now to Lemaire. Lemaire now to Schlager. Schlager trying to get it back to Sabitzer. Not going to happen. And now it's the Czech Republic pushing it up once again. Wow, goal number 1 for the Czech Republic here in the 58th minute. We're tied 1 apiece. I actually turned away to look at like what was happening with like the side screen of my computer. Something was like glitching up, and then of course the moment I turn is when the Czech Republic wants to score a goal. We're tied 1 apiece, folks. Remember, we have not had any penalties to this point. We have not went to penalty kicks at all yet. Will this be the game to do so? There's plenty of time for both teams to take a lead. And also, how is Austria going to respond after giving up their 1-0 lead they had for what felt like ages? The Czech Republic has done a great job coming off the counterattack, leading up to a goal. But for Austria, they've been dominating possession. BS Fu, thank you so much for liking the live, man. Appreciate you. Chukwuemeka coming in for Weiner. I was wondering when he was getting in. Well, Chukwuemeka just got stopped. Wow, they're getting physical. They're getting physical. And here goes Lamer. Wow, Lamer's just pushing it. No one wanted to stop him. Nobody from the Czech Republic side wanted to stop that man. For whatever reason, nobody bothered. And I would have not subbed out Grigoric just yet, but Arnautovic now coming in for Grigoric, which that is a decision I don't agree with. Look at this Schmid. Goal number 2. Austria retakes the lead here in the 70th minute with a massive goal. I believe it was, who was that, Schmid? It was either Schmid or Schläger with a massive goal to give Austria back the lead. It's 2-1. Can Austria hold on to their 2-1 lead to punch their ticket into the semifinals? Again, how will the Czech Republic respond? They still have less than 20 minutes plus added time to try to tie this thing back up. Oh, that's a bit of, if the referee blew it there, I wouldn't have batted an eye. Again, if I'm Austria, I'm telling these guys to drain the clock. Let's take the win. Let's go on to the semifinals. Let's just push it forward. Here's Marcel Sabitzer. Sabitzer trying to go for the cross. Again, they're that recovering possession with ease. And now it's Schläger. Schläger back to Sabitzer, back to Schläger. Try to go for a shot. That gets stuffed. Czech Republic with possession, at least for the moment, but can they recover it? And no, it's going to go right back to Austria. Here's Chukwuemeka now pushing it up, getting it to Posh. Posh thinks it's time to take the shot. It's nowhere to be found. Goal kick for Austria. For Czech Republic. By the way, folks, up next, it is going to be Germany and Denmark. That game will be up next. Gosh, that was a nice block. Now it's Czech Republic trying to push it. They've got not that much time remaining. They've got to kind of keep pushing forward. And again, they give it right up to Austria. Here goes Sabitzer. Sabitzer's got to be careful against the Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka now getting it to Schläger, who gets it to Lemur. Lemur takes the shot. Good bounce corner here for Austria. Jose, thank you so much for liking live, man. Appreciate you. Corner comes in, and it's just not really much to boat. However, what Austria wanted was to keep the clock drawing out. They're going to get that. Grilic coming in for Schläger, by the way, that's substitution made by Austria. Oof, that was a mouthful. Oh, Danzo coming in as well. Corner again for Austria. The header, not much to boat. Yet another corner. Another one. Cross comes in. And not much to do there. However, that means there's only very limited time left for the Czech Republic to push this thing forward. As we're about to go into added time. They've got to keep moving the ball forward. They get sideswiped, though. That means Austria's once again with possession. If they drop the clock, this one is over. And that would mean that the Czech Republic would be eliminated. Chukwuemeka. Nice save by the goalkeeper. Corner for Austria. And folks, that will be all for this game here. Austria has punched their ticket in to the semifinals, which means, folks, up next is going to be Germany and Denmark. Here we go. Germany, Denmark, it's up next. As we get there. Oh, yeah, you guys are going to have to wear your, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Naomi, thank you so much for liking the live, man. Thank you. Well, next up, folks, in this quarterfinals, it's going to be Germany, Denmark, Germany in the white jerseys, Denmark in the red jerseys. Here we go. Germany beat Iceland to get here. Denmark defeated Poland. Cool. Let's put that in there, and then perfect. But folks, after this one, it'll be Ukraine and England. That will be up next. And of course, our final game of the stream for the quarterfinals will be Spain versus Turkey. And the ball rolls in. Germany's up 1-0 in the first 5 minutes. Wait, look at that. Musiala putting Germany on the board. It's 1-0. A massive goal there scored as it rolls past the goalkeeper. Take a look, folks. He takes a wicked shot. It actually gets past him, I think, off the foot, and bounces right into the net. 1-0. Germany already leads against Denmark in the first 5 minutes of the game. How will Denmark respond? And for Germany, can they add on to that lead after a 6-1 victory over Iceland? I've got to think Germany is feeling mighty confident. Wow, they both kind of collided with each other. My goodness. Oh, those are 2472. Thank you so much for liking the live, man. Appreciate you. Denmark somehow survived Poland and a 2-1 victory to get to the quarterfinals. They'd love nothing more than to make it to the semis. However, a tall task ahead of them facing Germany. I think the wake-up call for Germany this year, at least for the way they're playing, was the fact that in our World Cup here in 2026, they were eliminated in the group stage. Now this looks like a whole different team compared to how they played in the World Cup. I mean, here goes Haaland. Haaland trying to push it up, but here goes Ta. Ta trying to stop Haaland. Great side swipe. I must say they may actually regret that with the way that was going, but a free kick awarded to Germany. Here goes Sane. Sane now to Musiala. Back to Sane. Now trying to volley it over to Joshua Kimmich, who's left wide open, but I believe he has Kai Havertz with him. No, Havertz stops. It's just Joshua Kimmich who gets sandwiched in. Oh, that's not good. Wow, that shot, I mean, it was a great idea, poor execution. What should have challenged the goalkeeper was left to be a dud. Goal kick here for Germany. It's Pavlovic to Rudiger, down to Nemeka, volleying all the way over to Brown. Brown gets sideswiped there by Hojlund. Sorry, Hojlund, not Hojlund. Now here goes Højbjerg. Højbjerg trying to push it up. Højbjerg's got to be careful. Rudiger was right there, but now it's Mael. And that shot was not the greatest. Goal kick for Germany. So one of these two teams here will punch their ticket into the semifinals. Who's it going to be? Haaland takes the shot, gets saved by Neuer. Corner for Denmark. Man, that's a Højbjerg. Here's Højlund. Damsgaard, Højlund. And Haaland. Look at this. Now it's Musiala, the man with one goal already for Germany, pushing it up, getting it to Brown. What does Brown do? Volleying it over to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich keeping it alive, takes a shot, great block there. And now Denmark now with possession, pushing it up. It was Damsgaard, now to Højbjerg, back to Damsgaard. He's got Haaland with him. Haaland's going to be all by himself. It's him and the goalkeeper. Haaland, can he, will he? Good save by Manuel Neuer. Corner for Denmark. And Denmark, I feel like, has actually been more aggressive than Germany has in this first half. It's just Germany has a goal. Great defense. So there goes Pavlovic now to Brown. Brown to Ta. Ta back to Brown. Back to Ta. Ta thinking maybe Pavlovic again. He just volleyed that all over, trying to get it to Kaya Verts. There's no one there. As Christensen's going to pick that off. That was a bad pass. As Denmark almost lost possession. Here goes Højbjerg. Now to Christensen. Højlund. What are they thinking? Now it's a Damsgaard. Everyone's touching the ball today. Trying to volley it over, but yet no one home. And Germany trying to recover possession. Can they, though, successfully? Looks like they are. Yep, there goes Leroy Sané. Sending out to Nemeka, back to Kimmich, back to Nemeka. Now Havertz. Havertz getting it to Sané. Sané trying to volley it over to Musiala, but that was a bad volley. Bad volley. What exactly? Oh, this Leroy Sané pushed it. Oh, William, welcome. Oh, thank you for liking the live, man. I appreciate you. Wait a minute, the goal number 2? No. The goalkeeper got very lucky as Musiala was looking for goal number 2. Let's do it for the first half, folks. 1-0 game. I will have to admit that Denmark's putting up a better fight than I actually anticipated. I'm very surprised. They're still in this. This Musiala now trying to take the shot, gets blocked. Musiala's been playing more like a striker today than he has, and than he did the entire World Cup tournament. Oh, wait a minute. Højlund beats his man. It's him, the goalkeeper, Højlund. Oh, Antonio Rudiger came from out of nowhere to save that from being that's potentially disastrous. What a huge save by Antonio Rudiger, keeping this a 1-0 game. Words now to Brown. Brown pushing it up. Brown now to Havertz. Havertz takes the shot instead of passing to his teammate. A lot of selfishness going on. Corner here for Germany. Here goes Wirtz. Wirtz got to be very careful to go for another fancy dribble. Couldn't do it. And now Denmark once again with possession trying to push it up. Here goes Højbjerg. Højbjerg left by all alone. Not going good here. It bounces off the sidebar. And Germany is getting very lucky. They've been beaten, given Denmark about, 3 different one-on-one, 1v1 situations where there should have been goals scored. They've been very fortunate. You got the sidebar getting involved. You've got Rudiger. You've got Neuer actually defending at one point. Very, very lucky they are. Oh, Laugh. Thank you so much for liking the live, man. Thank you. This is Leroy Sané push it, pass it to Musiala. Musiala back to Sané. Sané. Now it's to Nemeka. Nemeka now to Kimmich. Kimmich got to be careful. Wow. I guess it didn't matter because Denmark tried to give Germany back possession with a throw-in. Was not the best throw-in. I mean, besides that one goal, Germany's actually been playing kind of mid right now. That was an incredible volley. Now it's Damsgaard push-up. He's got one guy with him. There's the advantage, but no. Nowhere to be found. Goal kick here for Germany. Rom coming in for Brown. was Musiala pushing it up. Musiala now to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz taking the shot, trying to put Germany up 2-0. Can't do it, not just yet. Corner here for Germany. That was a horrendous corner, but Kimmich saved possession, at least for now. Nemeka now has it. Trying to find an opening. Nice shot on the goalkeeper. Goal kick. Sorry, not a goal kick. Corner for Germany. This now it's Froholt pushing it up for Denmark. Oh, that was close. I thought Denmark was going to do something there. Oh, there's an infraction there. It's allowed Denmark the free kick. And they don't actually go for a volley. Interesting. Haaland takes the shot. It bounces off the sidebar into the net here in the 71st minute. Haaland, they tie it up, folks, 1-1 apiece. And how will Germany respond? And if I'm being honest, this was a long time coming because Germany was not doing much this game besides that one lucky goal in the 5th minute. Denmark has been busting their behinds to get that goal to tie it up, and they finally do so here in the 71st minute. And if there is a draw, if Germany or Denmark cannot find another goal, mind you, folks, it was Denmark who had to come back against Poland 2-0 and scored 2 goals in 10 minutes, and they may do the same here. Hojbjerg, goal! Number 2. They did it against Poland. Denmark has done it here against Germany. And this time, they scored 2 goals in 4 minutes. Germany may have just collapsed as Denmark may be punching their ticket in to literally the semifinals in a massive upset. Here's Undav, now to Nemeka. Nemeka trying to go for the shot. Great block. All Denmark has to do is hang on for dear life and protect the lead. They have Germany reeling at the moment. Here's Mael. Mael now pushing up. It's him versus Manuel Neuer. Corner here for Germany. Thong, thank you so much for liking, man. I appreciate it. Corner comes in. Christensen coming in for Ba. And if you're Denmark, all you have to do is hold possession, run the clock, pray. Another corner. Cross comes in. Wow, that shot actually, I think, bounced off his arm. That should have been a handball, but I guess not. However, position still saying with Denmark. Dorgu coming in for Mael, by the way. That was made by Denmark. A misfire there. However, corner for Denmark again. Cross comes in. Manuel tired of it. He saves it up. Other folks, if you're wondering, Ukraine versus England, that is up next. And look at this. If I'm Denmark, just hold out possession. What's up, JDF? Rudiger, Nemeka, now Pavlovic. Germany realized they need to do something, try to force the tie here to go to penalties per the new rule set. We're skipping extra time. And if you're Denmark, keep holding. This is exactly what you got to do. Keep doing it. Can they waste the clock for another 2 minutes plus added time? Denmark knows what an upset this would be. That was incredible. Here goes Hojbjerg to try to take the shot, but couldn't. But now look at this, the great interception. Germany's got 2 minutes left. Can they score the equalizer and force penalties? Leroy Sané pushing it up. Time is running out. They volley. No, there's a stop, and Denmark recovers possession, but hold on. Germany gets it back. And that's going to do it, folks. Denmark is going to shockingly eliminate Germany in the quarterfinals. Denmark moves on to the semifinals with a 2-1 victory over Germany. What an upset. What an upset. They've got to be out. This is absolutely stunning. Folks, next up it is Ukraine. It is England. Here we go. And yes, I have to do this every single time. Yes, I do. I find that this way is a bit faster. Sure, we'll go to Stadion Olympic. Why not? Well, folks, here we go. Ukraine in the yellow, England in the red. One of these two teams will go on to face Austria in the semifinals. Who is it going to be? And after seeing Denmark just shock everyone with a victory over Ukraine, I think we've all got to be keeping our eyes open for this one. Corner here for Ukraine. I'm making sure I keep updating the scorecards and everything so I know who went where. Thomas Tuchel, everyone, the coach there. Goal kick for England. And folks, we got one more game left to the stream, and that is going to be Spain and the 2026 World Cup defending champions for us, England, as Gordon just tried to punch that ticket in. Corner here for England. Cross comes in. The header nowhere to be found. Goal kick for Ukraine. And again, what a bizarre tournament it's been to this point. I mean, absolutely unprecedented. Austria, Denmark in the semifinals already. The winner of this one gets Austria. The winner of Spain and Turkey gets Denmark. And Denmark right now is like the ultimate underdog. They're having the ultimate Cinderella story. I'd be a bit fearful to go against Denmark right now in the semis. There's Harry Kane trying to push it up. Kane now to Anderson. Anderson, Gordon saves, takes the shot, but easy save for Trubin. Let's not forget, folks, Trubin survived the onslaught of Portugal, holding Portugal to no goals. Can he do the same to England here as well? I feel like I'm also more surprised that we have not had a single game that went to penalties. When in the first episode, the first 12 games we had in the preliminary round, 4 of them went to penalties. You know, this is game 10 of 11, and not a single penalty game was needed. All decisive games. There goes Bellingham. Bellingham taking the shot, but no, gets blocked. Here goes Sangankov. Sangankov pushing past his defender. He's about to meet another one. What is Sangankov thinking? He gets sideswiped, and that goes right now to Jude Bellingham. Now Rice is England pushing up back to Bellingham. Jude Bellingham kind of taking his time leveling out the field. Harry Kane, these two are on a roll. Here goes Declan Rice. Declan Rice takes the shot. Good save by Trubin. Corner here for England. Cross comes in. Here we go. Not really much to boat. Not sure what Anderson was trying to do, but he loses possession for England. Ukraine now on the offensive. Here goes Konoplia. Now to Shaparenko. Harry Kane to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham now trying to push it up. Here goes Mariuki to James. James to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham's got a teammate, though. He wants to take the shot himself. And he should have passed it to Gordon, as that was nowhere to be found. Goal kick for Ukraine. There's Mariuki. Mariuki's got to be careful now to Anderson. Anderson taking the shot himself. And that thing just sailed. A goal kick for Ukraine again. 7 shots for England already. 3 on target in the first 25 minutes. Sylvia, thank you so much for following. I do appreciate it. We're on the road to 1K, so I do appreciate all the support. Thank you. Appreciate you. I mean, here goes Sangakov. Cross comes in. The diving header, but no, so close. But no cigar. Vamos, Inglaterra, 2 goals. It may be. Who knows? As Gordon now pushing it up. Here goes Bellingham. Bellingham now to Rice. Rice trying to figure out something, but I see what he was trying to do, but he could not thread the needle there. Desde Ecuador. They went against Ecuador? I thought they had I thought that they had Mexico in real life. Let's see Shaparenko. Shaparenko in some real trouble. That's Calzini. Now to Matvienko. Vienko's got to be very careful. Gets back to Calzini. Now goes Dobvik to Brosco. Brosco, what's he thinking? Great side swipe there. Reece James going to recover that for England. And now here goes Jude Bellingham. Rice to Gordon. Gordon volleying it over to Mateuki. Mateuki's got 2 guys with him, or he did at least before the... Oh, that was a great defensive stop. Ukraine has been giving England some problems defensively. Here goes Sudakov. Sudakov, cross comes in. The header, wait, no, can he? Oh. Close. Close, but no cigar. Goes Stones now to Anderson. Anderson to Bellingham. Bellingham back to Anderson. Now to Gordon. Gordon played a pivotal role in England's victory. But Harry Kane to Gordon. It's going to be Gordon and the goalkeeper. Gordon, no. Goal kick for England. Cross comes in, but that was a bit of a miscommunication. You could already tell. The Sudakov's going to be left all alone. It's Sudakov and the goalkeeper. Sudakov! Oh! Again, so many opportunities, so many wasteful moments. Anderson, though, getting a yellow card. Corner here for Ukraine. Cross comes in perfectly there, but no one to be found. And a goal kick for England. And there goes a boot. Right, now Mateuki trying to get something moving. There's a minute of added time. He gets it to Harry Kane. Kane needs to get it to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham takes the shot. Easy save for Trubin, which means goal kick here. Not goal kick, but just a regular kick there. As we end the first half, folks, we are tied at quite the bewildering stalemate. It is 0-0 for both of these teams, not being able to outdo the other in any facet. We go into the second half. Both these teams look to break the stalemate. It'd be quite interesting to see what happens. Here we go, folks. The second half begins. I'm wondering why my screen is doing that. That should be better. Hopefully that's better. Well, this bounce comes in there from that infraction. Not much to boat. England going to recover possession here. And now it's Harry Kane trying to mount some type of offensive front for his team. Declan Rice to Gordon. Gordon back to Harry Kane. Kane's got to be careful now to Jude Bellingham. Bellingham's got nobody really with them. There goes Mateuki. Mateuki now to Reece James. James gets sideswiped by Michaelenko. Michaelenko now to Sudakov. Sudakov to Brosco. Can Ukraine do something with it? It goes back to Sudakov. Now back to Brosco. Brosco pushing it up. Here we go. We've got an attack forming. Then comes in to Shaparenko, but no. Easy goal kick for England. Stones now to O'Reilly. What is it? Back to Stones. What is Stones going to do with it? He's going to be careful. Dobvik is kind of closing in. Well, not Dobvik, sorry. That was Mikolenko. It was Kalajini. To Shaparenko. Shaparenko's got to be careful. Sangakov. No, gets blocked right defense. To see that this game out of all games has been a stalemate has been quite shocking. And both these teams have just not found anything to break in terms of defensive mistakes. It has to be a handball in violation, which means an infraction and a free kick opportunity for England. Moko67, thank you so much for following, man. I do appreciate it. We're on the road to 1K subs, so I do appreciate all the love and support. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. As that one kind of hangs out here. What in the world? That just kind of got flunked by. Here goes Jude Bellingham. Bellingham now to Madiuki. Madiuki pushing it up. Here goes Bellingham again. Now to Harry Kane. Can Kane put him up? But no. Yet another misfire. But yet both teams are making substitutions. Goal kick here for Ukraine. Bondarenko coming in for Brozko. That substitution made by Ukraine. Meanwhile, Saka coming in for Madiuki. That substitution made by England. Goes Saka to Bellingham. Bellingham's going to be careful. A nice side swipe. Still cannot believe we've had a stalemate for this long between these two sides. Especially after England had, 5 goals in their game? I believe they had 5 goals against Sweden. Ukraine had 3 in their last one. Here goes Dobvik. Corner here for Ukraine. Now more substitutions happening. Marcus Rashford coming in for Gordon. But that substitution is for England. There goes the man himself, Marcus Rashford, volleying all the way to Harry Kane. Kane almost realized he was going to lose possession. Decided to get it back to Rashford. He got it to Jude Bellingham. Now it's Declan Rice to Anderson. Anderson trying to get it to Kane. Kane trying to recover it the best way he can. I think by the grace of luck there. But now it's Declan Rice with possession. Tries to take the shot. Great defensive stop by Zabarini. Ukraine trying to do something offensively. However, that is going to be a throw-in for Ukraine. I think O'Reilly just made a massive mistake. Here goes Kalajini now trying to break it open to Sudakov. Sudakov now to Bondarenko. Wait, look at the guys wide open. Look at the guys wide open. That's a goal. Ukraine 1-0 over England. Here in the 79th minute, a tactical error happened. Ukraine now taking a lead. Here in the 79th minute, holy mackerel. How will England respond as now time is ticking away? Can Ukraine pull off yet another underdog victory? Here goes Marcus Rashford. I mean, how embarrassing would this be for England? But now it's all up to England trying to score the equalizer. Harry Kane realizes how bad England is in trouble. Now it's Saka. Saka to Anderson. Anderson now trying to volley it up, but no one really there. Corner here for England as now time is ticking away. Is disaster about to happen? Cross comes in. By the way, Bandar coming for Konoply. Malinovsky coming for Kalajini. Those substitutions made by Ukraine. Rogers coming in for O'Reilly. That's substitution made by England. Throw in here for England. By the way, folks, the next game that we have will be our last one of the stream. It'll be Spain versus the 2026 World Cup champions, Turkey. Harry Kane again misfires. Thomas Tuchel is about to lose his mind over there. Goal kick for Ukraine. All they have to do is hold on for dear life, and they can punch their ticket in to the semifinals of the UEFA Europa tournament. Marcus Rashford against Jude Bellingham. Bellingham's going to be open. Bellingham, Jude Bellingham, no. Goal kick again for Ukraine. The fact that this goalkeeper, Trubin, can say that he's held both Portugal and England to no goals is crazy. Wait a minute. Declan Rice, goal, we're tied. We're tied in the 90th minute. Declan Rice saving England from utter disaster here in the 90th minute. We've got 2 minutes of added time. Anything can happen, or will we be going to penalties? The drama is on here in this game. This may be Ukraine's last chance to to take the lead again. Sudakov crossing it in. Nice header. And folks, that means for the first time, we didn't get any penalties in the round of 16, but here in the quarterfinals, we are. It's time for penalties. Per the new rule set, we are skipping extra time and going straight into penalty kick opportunities. C, thank you so much for liking the live. Here you go, Dobvik. The shot, it's a goal. 1-0 so far for Ukraine. Harry Kane is up. Harry Kane takes the shot. Easy goal for him. 1 apiece. Malinovsky is next. Easy save for Jordan Pickford. Now it's up to Saka. Can Saka take a lead for England? Yes, he does. 2-1. Now it's Sangakov. Sangakov lines up for the shot, and that one just whiffed. It whiffed. Wait a minute, Marcus Rashford up next. Easy one there. And it all comes down to this. If Sudakov misses, Ukraine's going home. Sudakov takes the shot, lines it up, and he keeps Ukraine in it for now, but it's not over. Because if Jude Bellingham hits this, it's over. Jude Bellingham takes the shot, lines it up, and that's it, folks. England sends Ukraine home 4-2 in penalties. England is going on to the semifinals where they will meet Austria. Congrats to England on a wild victory here. Folks, we're going on to our next game. It's going to be Spain taking on the 2026 defending World Cup champions, Turkey. It happens now. Tell you folks, our games I feel like get crazier and crazier as the tournaments go on. Yes, our final game in this one for those who have been here for the whole streaming year, probably like, holy moly, how many did he do today? We're not going to put it back at the Riyadh. We got to put it somewhere else. Where else can we go? Sanderson Park, good enough for me. Here we go, folks. It's Spain. It's the 2026 World Cup champions, Turkey. Their first game in this tournament. Here you go, folks. Spain in the red, Turkey in the white. It's going to be a wild one in this one. Sorry, I have been beyond busy. I've had my phone blown up today for no reason while I've been live these past almost 3 hours, which probably when this, but by the time we hit the halfway point, I think when we finish this one, we'll be at 3 hours today, which is wild. Lots of games, lots of stream time. And for those who have been here for the majority of it, I want to say thank you guys for sticking with me. It has been a wild journey. And I'm very grateful for you guys sticking with me. And to those who have enjoyed my content that haven't hit the follow button yet, hopefully you do decide to. We're on the road to 1K, and every follow really does help, and I can't thank y'all enough for the support you guys have shown me, seriously. I couldn't have never imagined it, so thank you guys on that front as well. Also, let me actually make sure I put a tally of what has happened. I still can't believe England almost lost to Ukraine. Like, they're very fortunate to be where they're at. But just so that way we kind of recap everything that's happened in this episode. In the round of 16, England had defeated Sweden 5-1. Austria defeated Italy 3-0. Ukraine shocked everyone, defeating Portugal 1-0. The Czech Republic defeated Wales 2-1. Denmark defeated Poland 2-1. Germany defeated Iceland 6-1. Belgium defeated Spain Spain defeated Belgium 3-0. And then we get to our quarterfinals, where it has been an absolute wild one. Talk about upset city. As it currently stands, freaking Denmark defeated Germany 2-1 to advance to the semifinals. And I want to point this out. The winner of this game, Spain versus Turkey, will face Denmark in the semifinals. Meanwhile, Austria defeated the Czech Republic 2-1, and what was that? A really thrilling game, by the way. And then we just seen England defeat Ukraine after that 1-1 tie. It went to penalties where they won 4-2. Absolutely insane. Austria will face England in the semifinals. Denmark faces the winner of Turkey and Spain. And for Turkey, I think this game is so important because this really establishes them as the dominant team that they showed in the World Cup. They are current reigning defending World Cup champions in 2026. They hold that title till the summer of 2027. Can you imagine adding champion of Europe on top of that? That is the ultimate flex. Everyone else at least had to compete since the round of 16 or the preliminary round. Turkey got the automatic bye to the quarterfinals. So Turkey's been watching how this whole thing has unveiled, and Turkey's got a really tough game here. Spain wants to prove that their loss in the World Cup knockout stage was a fluke to England, and I'm pretty sure Spain would love nothing more than to face England in the finals if England was to survive Austria, and Spain could get through Turkey and Denmark. We'd have not only a rematch of the 2018 World Cup finals for us, but we'd have a rematch from the 2016 knockout stage of the quarterfinals, where England got their revenge on Spain, and Spain would love nothing more than to take yet another championship from England. History writes itself. Just saying. Stories will write himself in these World Cups and in these Continental Cups. Yeah, I thought about doing the CONMEBOL, but what I'm going to do is the Three Kingdom one. It's going to be the Middle East, Asia, and the Oceania region all together. And I think that's what I'll do. Sorry, folks, I had, again, answering my phone. And just a heads up, too, what we can look forward to, tomorrow will be an episode of UFC. We'll be doing the heavyweights tomorrow, and then 2 episodes, so that'll be Wednesday and Thursday will be wrestling. Friday will be more UFC, and then Saturday we'll end off my week with wrestling, and then on Sunday we'll return with the soccer portions. We did do a soccer episode yesterday, which was the preliminary round of the UEFA Europa Cup, and then we'll do the finals of that cup on Sunday, and we'll start the Three Kingdom Cup on Monday. So we'll do the the quarterfinals for them. It's only a quarterfinal, semifinal, and finals for the rest of the cups. This cup was just so massive because it had 27 teams, and to balance that, we had to give 2 teams a bye from the World Cup semifinals, and then it just happened that 3 of those teams were European. So it was like, oh, perfect, or in the European continent region. It just worked. It worked. For those who had any questions about what's next, because my goal is that technically it should take us to, at least for my YouTube portion, it should take us to when the next game comes out. I'm pretty sure we'll be finishing those trophies and tournaments sooner than that, so it'll probably leave me time to have a TikTok exclusive series just for you guys, and then I'll probably do a career mode trying to rebuild Chelsea the way I think they should be, or things that like my favorite soccer team, something like that. Maybe I'll do the MLS, or maybe Korea, just something in particular that's different. So I wanted to kind of give you guys the heads up there that I do plan on having, if time permits, a TikTok specific soccer thing for you guys at least once a week, once we wrap up the continental trophies or cups competitions. And if I don't do that, then we'll probably do the Women's World Cup too, just kind of, I don't think I've ever done it before, so it would be a cool thing to maybe try to do. Sorry. More texting. That's actually important. So I normally don't answer my phone on my stream, but that's actually personal. Again, as it stands, I'm not surprised that we're here at a stalemate. I mean, Turkey, again, the 2026 World Cup champions, I think everyone's realized that this is a real threat of a team. You know, them and Senegal, I think Senegal and Turkey both upped their stock as national teams moving forward, at least for next year's World Cup. I think they're going to be teams to look forward to and not really take or sleep on. You know, Senegal had defeated England in the semifinals to get to the finals of the World Cup tournament this year. And then for Turkey, they defeated Italy, who at the time was on fire. What we've seen from Italy today was not what I was expecting at all. So there are so many things that I think that people need to put some respect on Turkey's name at this point as the 2026 World Cup champions. And again, this stalemate, this would be a game I could definitely see going past. But here's Yildiz. No. Both teams making substitutions. By the way, Torres coming for Ozarable. Meanwhile, that's a for Spain. However, for Turkey, I believe that Aktaroglu was coming out. Yeah, and Yilmaz was coming in. Here goes Kadioglu. Now to Shalonglu. To Yilmaz. Yilmaz will take the shot. Great block there by Cusarella. And now it's Spain once again with possession. Here goes Williams pushing it up. Williams trying to cross over to Pedri. Pedri, what's he thinking? Oh, great stop there. Again, this is a game that I could easily see going to penalties. However, don't take either of these teams like Turkey, the defending World Cup champions, push up. Here goes Yilmaz. Yilmaz takes the shot. Nice block. But Güler trying to recover it, but he can't. Instead, it'll be a corner for Turkey. Cross comes in. The header is way over the crossbar. Goal kick for Spain. And for Spain, who has dominated everyone in their path. I mean, check this out. Spain had won their first game in the preliminary round, had went toe-to-toe with France, beat them 3-0. Spain then just beat Belgium in the same fashion, 3-0. And yet here we are in a game against the 2026 World Cup champions where Spain has not scored a goal just yet. But here goes Güler. Güler now to Akgun. Akgun to Kaku. To Shalonglu, the volley, a very risky volley, but Kubarsi going to be able to actually stop Turkey's attack, at least for the moment. Now here goes Williams going to push it up as time is ticking. Now it's Pedri. Pedri now trying to volley over to Torres. The header, easy catch there for Sakir. Here goes Kaku. Kaku back to Shalonglu. They're playing with it in their own defensive third. They got to be careful. Wow, Shalonglu just got taken out. Here goes Yildiz. Now to Akgun. Akgun, it's going to be him and the goalkeeper. Akgun takes the shot, but far off. Goal kick once again for Spain. As time starts to tick away, this gets more dangerous for each of these teams. Pedri, Olmo, Torres. Here we go. They're pushing it up. There goes Pedri. Great catch there. Williams was trying to dive right for it like a piranha. Berdeki now to Shalonglu. Turkey trying to push it up. They know that time is ticking away. They don't really want to go to penalties. They don't have to. Güler to Kadiglu. Now, that was a great defensive stop there. Again, goalkeeper kicking it out. However, Turkey recovering possession, at least for the moment, crossing it over to Akgun. Akgun now to Shalonglu. Shalonglu has a wide open chance. He takes the shot. Simon with a great save. Both teams making a substitution. Corner here for Turkey. Gavi coming in for Olmo. That's substitution by Spain. Özcan coming in for Shalonglu. That's substitution by Turkey. That was a great save by the goalkeeper. That was a nice interception there. Goes Özcan. Özcan to Akgun. Turkey pushing up, knowing time is ticking away. Cristo with a great stop there on a block throw in here. Throw in here for Turkey. Here's Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal takes the shot. Good save. Can Turkey weather the storm and force penalties? Oh, Lord. Spain is trying to avoid penalties. Uh-oh, great stop. Wait, oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. The handball penalty. It may cost them here. If Lamine Yamal hits this, if there is no save, Turkey's going home. And Lamine Yamal, good save, good God, what a save. And we are going to penalties. Lamine Yamal's got to be pissed. And folks, here we go. Both teams, after that goalkeeper Sakir just saved what could have been the end. He stops Lamine Yamal not once, but twice. What a stop. What a stop. Wow, good stop. Goodness. Here goes Torres. That's a goal. Now it's turned. I can't even speak. Yildiz's turn now. Yildiz nets one in. They're both tied. Here goes Williams. It's Williams' turn. Williams up for the shot. Williams takes the shot, but he misses. He whiffs. He whiffs. This is Güler's chance. Güler's chance if he hits this. Folks, that gives Turkey an advantage going forward. Güler does hit it indeed. 2-1. Turkey has the lead. Laurenti is up next. Good one. Good one. Akgun, it's his turn. Akgun now going for it. Benizi stopped there. Hold on. Rodri's turn. If he hits this, this puts Turkey in a bad spot. phenomenal save. Phenomenal freaking save by Kaku. It's up to Mulder. If Mulder hits this, the defending World Cup champions go on to the semifinals. Mulder hits it. They're going through. They're going through. Turkey goes through. The 2026 World Cup champions Turkey will go through to the semifinals and meet Denmark in the semifinal match here in the UEFA Europa Cup. What a way to end it. Turkey has eliminated Spain. Spain is history in the tournament. The drama. Phenomenal. Freaking phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't make a better script than this. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. We'll see you guys either tomorrow for UFC or for my soccer fans specifically. I'll see you on Sunday when we go to find the champion of Europe. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do leave a like, leave a comment, hit the follow button. You've made it this far. We'll see you next time, everybody. Adios. Good night.